Zero Herrera, the thing is, I wasn't muted. The wrong microphone was connected. So hello, welcome back everyone. We are once again doing Camelot. What y'all missed was me complaining that for some reason my logins are weird. I keep logging in at like 7:30 because the server resets at 8, so I keep logging at 7:30, but then it's saying that I don't have any logins to do, but then I'll log in at like 9 p.m. and it's like, you don't have any logins to do, and then I'll log in at like 3 p.m. the next day and it's like, here's your logins! And I'm like, what? What is going on here? I don't like this. It doesn't make sense. Something's up. I'm not sure what, but something's up. And then Cece is here, off screen. She will not be joining us on screen unless you see her walking in and out of the door to go take a nap, potentially at some point, because, FGO is not the most interesting thing to her. I don't blame you. So we went hiking this morning. We're sopping. We got soaked. It was supposed to be a light sprinkle. Barely anything. And then what happened?
We look like wet rats going back to the car. We made a mistake going out.
Our pants, wet. Our shirt, wet. Our jackets, wet. Our hair, wet. Us, wet. So it's very wet where we are. But then we got Chinese food and new shoes. And really, what more do you want in life? I don't appreciate that this section says 1 out of 3. Just make them different. Why 1 out of 3? Alright.
We shall see.
You want me to use a berserker? Possibly because it's good against the boss, which I'm assuming is an assassin. But if I feel like the move here, it's been a hot minute since we used an Ibuki Doji. Yeah, it's the dailies that's like, it's the dailies for me. I thought they were supposed to, normally they reset at 8 p.m., I thought. But like, I haven't missed a login day. That's the other odd thing, is I swear I've had a login day without getting any bonuses, Like, didn't get my ticket, Like, it's so weird. Alright, we're gonna go with Ibuki Doji. When in doubt, giant tits. Truly, the giantest of Kahongas. Okay. I have returned, Majesty. Apologies for the delay. Sir Agravain had urgent business for me to attend to. It's fine. I ordered you to protect any humans fit for the holy selection. If that is achieved, I have no punishment to give. Raise your head. Yes, your majesty, thank you most kindly. Knowing that I have not defiled your majesty's kindness brings me unspeakable joy. There are 12 humans fit for the holy selection. We've already brought them to the holy city and handed them off to the supervisors. From now, I will also join in the defense of the holy city. Does that suit you, Sir Agravain? Of course. It is problematic that it took so long to suppress the rebels, but the king has forgiven it. I shall let it go. I would have you assist in guarding the third tower, Sir Lancelot. Thanks to your work, the king's plans have entered the final stages. The confrontation with Ozymandias is near. The third tower will be the key to protecting the royal castle. Consider your assignment an honor. Head for the tower at once. Before that, I beg our king to please allow me a question. Disrespectful and unnecessary. The king must prepare the sacred lance without your comments. Wait, Agravain. It is the wish of a knight who has not once asked for a reward in all his years of service. I cannot turn it down. Yes, your majesty. You may speak, Sir Lancelot. What is it? I have just returned from attacking the village of rebels in response to Sir Tristan's request. I did so as that village hosted rebels that committed sins before the main gates of the holy city. I heard. It was brilliant work, Lancelot. What of it? Why was the sacred lance unleashed? Sir Tristan setting fire to the battlefield was already excessive. Dropping the light of judgment on top of that was simply cruel. Thus far, your majesty has brandished the sacred lance to rule these wastelands. But even for rebellions, not once has the light of judgment been unleashed upon human settlements. Under these pressing circumstances, we utilize fear to speed up governance. We've believed that this is the righteousness of the Lion King. But using the sacred spear against a village is wrong. That is not justice. That is not even fear. My king, why do such a thing to the village? I would like to hear the true intention behind it. Even more so if it was not your majesty's decision, but that of someone else. The opinion of someone who keeps the government. Are your other knights not curious of that too? Whether the king's decision was really his own? The Gawain and Mordred, like, right next to each other, like, they looked so, like, sassy, like, hips cocked at one another, you know? You know what I mean? Like, too sassy, just...
Strike a pose.
Yeah. Catwalk. What are you implying, Sir Lancelot? That was quite a suggestive speech. Only the guilty would hear it so. We Knights of the Round have no use for those with a guilty conscience. How dare you! Stand down, Agravain! For some reason, you grow short-tempered when Lancelot is your opponent. And hear me, my knights, the enforcement through my sacred lance was entirely of my own volition. Was it? The reason I have never dropped it on human settlement is clear. Burning down a village would only fan the flames of rebellion. The bonds of the mountain people would only strengthen, and they may even prepare an army to invade the holy city. That would be unnecessary. Until preparations with the sacred lance are complete, I have no time to spare on insignificant scuffles. However, the sacred lance has entered the final stages. The tower at the ends of the world will finally be welcoming us. Our greatest enemy was time. We had to open the tower before that king entered the next stage after the incineration of humanity. And that is about to take place. The defiance of the mountain people is but a trifle. Therefore, I launched the direct enforcement of the village. If the rebellious forces rise up because of it, all the better. If it be but a small number that reach the holy city in a fight to their death, Sir Gawain can manage their extermination on his own. This was my true intention. Have you any objections, Sir Lancelot? But if that was the case, there was no need for enforcement. If the defense of the holy city is complete, there is no need to so recklessly rob them of their lives. But you see, they aren't complete. Threats that disturb the king's heart yet live. Sir Lancelot, it is due to our failure, of course. You've returned, Tristan. What did you mean just... It's such a sassy man! Cece, come look at this man. Just peek your head around. Come look at this sassy man! Is that not a sassy man? It is sassy.
All I gotta say is, I'm surprised that's not a corset.
You think, yeah, that waist-to-shoulder ratio is...
Oh, yeah.
God tier. You've returned, Tristan. What did you mean just now? Also, that deep V on the other guy. Sadly, the Eastern Village hasn't been eliminated. The rebels' servants must have resisted. Unbelievable as it may be, they blocked the king's light completely. They blocked the Sacred Lance's attack? There is none among them capable of such a feat. Ah, but there is. Arash Kamangir. His skill rivals even mine. Seriously? Damn, that guy's good. Shut up, Mordred. You'll anger the Lion King. Yes, he was quite impressive. He was also the one I asked Sir Lancelot to take care of. It may have been poor judgment, yes, but there was also failure on your part, Lancelot. As a result, the rebels survived and left the mountain. They were headed in the direction of the desert, and that's when my bow snapped. They likely mean to join forces with Ozymandias. I would! As far as I can see, it is the worst combination. What a blunder. How do you propose to make amends, Lancelot? Chase after the rebels and capture them, of course! My punishment shall be afterward. For thus disgracing his majesty, I have no choice but to offer my head. Who needs that, you fool? I'll assign the pursuit to others. I have no leniency left for you. Sir Gawain, seize Lancelot. On the morrow, you shall be relieved of your duties and sentenced to confinement. Can you make it in time, Lancelot? The rebel star is swift and free. Can you capture them? Of course, I swear it upon my treasured erudite. Your Majesty! I order you to pursue the rebels, Lancelot. Hurry, the walls of the castle will soon appear. Return before that. Yes, Your Majesty. Do not be so angry, Agravain. With Lancelot, there shall be no mistake. That must be true. You always believed so. Forgive me, my king. It was an untoward remark. Sir Agravain, may I continue with one more report? What? Is there more? Yes, I saw him, among the rebels. The one-armed knight, the most loyal among those of the Round Table, our sworn friend, Sir Bedivere. Surprise, knick-knack!
Not so much surprise. I've been saying I was going to be here all week.
Oh, did you? Well,
yeah.
Fuck you. Do I move
Run, she has found the knick-knack.
She's found the nickname for a while now.
That's true. I've had it back for a while.
I just need to maintain eye contact with the guy Bolgan. I should be fine.
See, I feel like the bigger danger to him is the
thing
hammer.
Currently loaded.
That's fair.
It's hollow. It's more like a smack. Not much worse than if you like grabbed your mouse mat there and smacked me upside the head.
Bedivere, why would he be there? There's no way. Save your jokes for taverns and women, Sir Tristan. Bedivere, a most likely tale.
Women, sure.
Yeah, that's right, Agravain. It's insane, huh? A feeble knight like him is, for some reason, among their... Mordred, you knew? I didn't think it was worth mentioning, that's all. I mean, come on, Gwaine didn't say anything about it either, right? Save your silly excuses. No, wait, I see. So that's what the battle at the main gates was about. Sir Gwaine, what was the meaning of this? Why didn't you report this to us, to the king? With Bedivere aiding the rebels, it's no wonder Sir Tristan suffered an upset. That man may be lacking in skill, but he is an expert on our round table state of affairs. In addition, he is the king's closest follower. No, never mind that. Are you telling me you let personal feelings cloud your judgment? The reason I did not report about Sir Bedivere is because it is unworthy of attention. He is but a novice, never even summoned by the Lion King. He is a rebel, nothing more. There is no need to treat such a knight with special attention, because our king is perfect. In judgment, in ideology, in actions, I believe he is flawless. In which case, one or two knights shifting sides would not impact the overall plan. What can Sir Bedivere do? No matter what he may do, the Lion King's heart will not be disturbed. Is that not right, Agravain? Jesus fucking Christ, how long have I been reading this section? Oh my god. True, even if that man goes over to the enemy, it's not as if he can do anything. Well done, Sir Gwaine. You may return to protecting the main gate. It's not as if he can do anything? True, if he were the former Sir Bedivere. What do you wish to imply? Bedivere was your close friend. Perhaps sentiment prevented you from doing something about him. Of course not. I had no personal feelings. My gift is reversal. You have not forgotten that, have you? How could I? True, there's no way you now would succumb to personal feelings. Sir Tristan, guard the castle town. Sir Mordred, continue to sweep the city surroundings. Forgive us for disturbing your throne, my king. Please do not let Sir Bedivere concern you. It can very well be Sir Tristan's misunderstanding. Even if it is true, all we must do is welcome him to His Majesty's Round Table. There is no problem. Please open the gates to the tower at the ends of the world with your utmost. Wait, what have you sirs been talking about all this time? Huh? Bedivere. Who is this Bedivere? Okay. Catch up with chat. Jesus, okay. Hey, nice for getting Lartoria. Okay. Sibling. Well, yeah, but it's spicy. Let's see. Okay. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Just keep catching up on your comments.
Fucking. I knew it was gonna happen, Dakota Doyle, and I didn't catch it during the next to last stream that happened.
Oh no, there was a completely unexpected Gil naked scene that I didn't know about before. That happened and it caught me off guard and like...
Dakota Doyle!
Yeah.
Send the timestamp. Send the timestamp! Yeah, I know about the AUO cast off, but if there's another one, send me the timestamp. Send it to me. Rude.
That was a long stream.
I saw. I also saw that you missed several things that commenters have now added as comments under the stream.
It wasn't so much that I missed it. There's some bonus content that unlocks after you beat the game, and there's one scene that I could have got that I didn't go back and get, but it was not in the scene.
What the fuck? No. I don't want to sit here for an hour reading story. Enemy traces up ahead. Everyone prepare for battle. He was sitting, Dakota Doyle? For Cece's enlightenment, AUO Castoff is genuinely the first time that I have ever been speechless in a Seki Reacts. It's what, like 2 straight minutes of me just fully speechless on video?
I don't think I've ever heard you be silent.
It's our Gilgamesh and Enkidu video. But yeah, no, it's certainly a thing. Are you typing in a comment to chat? It's not much of a response. You should be able to take care of them. Once you get past this, you'll be in the desert. Communication from me won't reach you there. But I'll always be monitoring your responses, Seki, so it's not like I've disappeared. It's too bad I can't help you navigate. Just be careful. When you come back to the wastelands, be sure to come show me how much you've grown, Seki. Leave it to me. I read! Yep, I'm counting on you. Good luck. Foo! We're about to make contact. Everybody to... Y'all, stop talking! Just fight! My fucking god! Just... I won't be... I believe in you. Foo! Let's fight! Everyone get ready! Let's fight! Just do it. Just fight. It's that simple. Yeah, Arc Rogue! Ibuki! It's been a while! We haven't had Ibuki out for like forever. We love Ibuki. She's great. What?
Oh, I'm just trying to figure out what... Okay, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What? Was it what the boss was?
No. I just wasn't sure if there's a chance you're using my Ibuki.
I don't think so. What level's your Ibuki?
90.
Oh.
That's actually the tells I didn't grab her.
Huh. I don't know. I didn't think I was, but I also
You
didn't
might
look.
not be. That's why I was kind of gauging CE level. And a bunch of people have Ibukis.
True. I mean, I'm sure I could check somehow. Right?
What's the NP level on Ibuki? No, it's not my Ibuki.
Yeah.
Mine's better.
You bragging?
Yes.
Yours is not theirs either. No one is claiming this Ibuki.
Speaking of bragging, I just pulled the new caster and JP off a ticket.
Nice. Good job. Who's the new caster?
I don't know her name off the top of my head. It's a famous Japanese.
I know who it is. Never mind.
Essentially, can also be messed with and like fucked around with on the side level, not just the level. So it could be whatever ascension on Seki's screen, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh God, she's so dumb.
Then hers is fucked up for mine.
Is it?
Yeah, when you use my Tomo, you don't use Tomo and Tomo.
Ah.
I think that's a setting on their side. It doesn't matter.
Fun.
Do Re Mi Fa Beat. That my brother is doing that. My brother loves Theseus. He is
Valid.
counting the days before he gets Theseus and just rail the fuck out of him.
Have I seen Theseus?
Yes, you have.
Okay, I thought so. I was just double checking. By the way, the react for this week is uploaded. Nice. I don't have a thumbnail for it.
Before our react for this week, was it Seki? Dang, I tried, guys. I really did. Look, I am a man of the people.
Let's see. Yeah, Ono no Kamachi. Zenobia's fucking great.
Y'all, see if you can see the reflection of this in my glass.
Shut the fuck up. By the way, you get to see it in person.
Yeah.
So it does actually stand up on its own, only if the wings are out. When the wings are in,
they kind of counterbalance it.
Oh,
the wings.
They're too big. so...
It seems like a design flaw to me.
Well, it's supposed to hook on the edge of the popcorn bucket, and it's shorter than the popcorn bucket. And then this is the lid, which is actually pretty cool. I went to a movie yesterday. I did not... Oh, hang on. I did not go see the Captain America movie. I just bought the Captain America merch at the theater. Because they didn't have any Paddington merch. I went to see Paddington. It was fantastic.
If you've ever asked yourself how much of a nerd is Seki,
It's
this
getting
much.
excited over this. This is also a drink carrier. You get to put drinks in this.
Yes, we could tell. There's a straw sticking out the top.
I'm excited. Let me be excited.
And I gotta shit all over your day. It's my job.
Just because you just got off work doesn't mean you have to be miserable.
By the way, you should ask Cece what we did this morning.
I heard I tuned into the stream.
Oh, did you? Yeah. So we got soaked. Like
Our
it was
clothes are
bad.
currently being washed and dried.
Yeah. Which, on that note, you might need to run out to my dryer and set it to run again.
No worries.
Yeah. Okay.
Your dryer doesn't dry enough either?
No, you have to run it like 3 times to dry a load of clothing.
I know that.
Alright, where am I supposed to be going? There we are. I don't like that it doesn't automatically zoom me into the next place I need to be
It's
going.
like, is this thumbnail look good to you? Like, make sure you get the reflection right so they can see it in your glasses.
Yeah, very cute. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Do re mi fa.
See, that's my job too, Dakota Doyle.
What? What? Oh, hi, Agate Dragoon and Do Re Mi Fa. Okay, what? Where are you?
Apparently not there. I have I can act. Are you in live chat or top chat?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
There you go.
Well, all right. I was
Welcome
missing.
to live chat with us peasants.
I was apparently missing some messages. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was definitely missing some messages. Okay. Yeah, respectfully, Dakota Doyle, Knickknack's not allowed to poke me with Guy Bolg anymore after he actually shoved it directly into my fucking neck once. And it genuinely hurt. Alright. You're recommending riders. Okay. Alright. Wow. You're recommending a rider. What's better than an Ozymandias?
I can't even make a smart ass quip. Ozymandias is genuinely a top tier servant.
Finally, Seki's taste does her some good.
Not how you use him.
Shut the fuck up. It's still as windy as ever. Everyone, please make sure not to lose sight of one another. No problem. Leave it to me. After all, I've already done this once. No. Nope. It should be around here, but I see no sign or trace of it. Not even a building to serve as the guide. Distance and direction are both correct. No one at the round table can match my sense of direction when traveling. Believe me. I am confident of that. Well, unless what that man said was wrong. In that case, we're out of luck. No, Dakota Doyle, you are incorrect. And yes, Zero Herrera, yes, I will be. Yes. A message from Lord 100 Personas. Listen up, you all. The place you're looking for is Ozymandias' favorite ruin. It's a place that Ozymandias has no power over, a building that even he can't investigate. Lately, an odd figure has been frequently spotted around it. This is also very interesting. They say he wears a black cape and turban, and that he is from the Western Lands. I hope that helps you to identify him. Use this map to find the location. Leave it to me. I'm an expert when it comes to the desert. Am I about to meet a servant I'm not supposed to know about yet?
No, not at all.
Am I about to meet a servant that I am supposed to know about?
Possibly.
Okay. P.S. Ozymandias' divine beasts wander around the ruin. Don't fight them. The message ends there. There is one more report from Lord 100 Personas about the latest developments. Oh, it's alright. It's probably nothing. Thanks for delivering the message. I feel like you should let him deliver the message. Ouch. All this sand in my eyes. Anyway, the message mentioned someone from the Western Lands. Do you think there's something about his appearance that'll make it obvious it's him? Like some sort of clothing that stands out? How do I say, what about the turban and black cape? It gave me two dialogue options. One said, it's a turban, and the second one said, it's a black cape.
See, Seki...
But the previous stuff said, it's a turban and black cape, so I was like, can't I just answer both?
Seki, that's the illusion of choice that I mentioned during our Mahoyo review.
I don't like the illusion of choice. Actually,
you said that you wanted the
do.
illusion of choice.
Okay, let me correct myself. I don't like the illusion of choice in FGO, because there is other stuff I can do. I do like the illusion of choice in Mahotsukai no Yoru, even though I didn't get it.
FGO's a visual novel.
Yes, but I get to do more in this game. I actually fight. I think you fail to understand just how much the act of fighting breaks up huge chunks of reading. You don't get that in Mahotsukai no Yoru.
I desperately can't wait till your decisions actually do have effects on some fights to the point where it can screw you over.
Oh, look. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Like this morning.
Oh my... That was not my fault this morning. Yes, the region lies more to the south, but T.E. Lawrence, commonly known as Lawrence of Arabia, fits the description. Are we meeting Lawrence of Arabia? No, we can't be. That's not the right historical period.
Have you not been paying attention to what game you're playing? When was the last time Sir Bedivere from the Knights of the Round Table was in the Middle East?
During the time of the Crusades? Or Ozymandias? Ah, Lawrence, who's that? Foo. An Englishman who helped lead Egypt to independence. His story has also been made into a movie. Wow, so even a figure like that could become a heroic spirit. But I'm afraid things just don't add up. Wait, do we have Lawrence of Arabia?
No, we don't.
My disappointment is immeasurable. My day is ruined.
No, that's actually fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, it didn't start off great either.
Dakota Doyle's being mean to me. Ah, here you are. Sorry, it's an emergency. Don't tell me Lawrence showed up. Eep! What's with you guys? Stop. No, don't come this way. A weird face on a lion's body? Creepy. Too creepy. Almost as bad as those monsters on Kunlun. And laser beams? Why do laser beams shoot out of its eyes? Quit it. Quit it with the projectiles. I'm a caster. You should be coming at me with your fists. Tota, Seki, where'd you go? I've grasped the situation. She's gotten lost in the sandstorm, huh? Sanzang is such a troublemaker, isn't she? Yes, if she could just stay calm, she'd be on par with the Knights of the Round Table. But she can't. So she's not.
Dakota Doyle, what do you mean by acoustic? What does this entail? I'm curious.
I know exactly what this entails. It's a wooden stick that you whack me with when I need to get a clue.
Not wooden.
No! That came out louder than I expected it to. Sorry. Jesus. That was much more forceful than I intended it to be.
Don't you love when the killer enemies have a distance to
Can you push that back up so it's not hanging out on the floor for Peachy to run over? Why are you bullying my cat? That is a strong word. You know how much I care about servants not being suited?
Except they are all actually.
Well, yes, but for the first two they weren't. Because the first two were assassins.
Yeah, the boss is a caster, that's why you picked Ozzy.
Yeah. It's great.
Speaking of the Ilya verse, Zero Herrera, the first volume, or the first Prisma Ilya series manga, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Do Re Mi Fa Beat says, God, I can't wait for you guys to cover more foreigners. I don't know if you saw, there was a comment on Olga Piev yesterday. I just wanted to...
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the one about the SCP Foundation and stuff. An interesting thought. Because, I mean, you would run out of Cthulhu stuff eventually. What?
Because I didn't take a full look at the SCP part of that comment, because that same comment also suggested
Collaborating. Yeah.
We'll see on collaborations in the future, but for the SCP stuff, were they suggesting that we do reactions to SCP content?
No. They were suggesting that if we get the chance to create a servant that we deem to be a foreigner, and we don't want to use a Lovecraftian character, maybe we could use something from like SCP or some other sort of like weird horror thing. And I was like, I mean, it has merit, because you would run out of like Cthulhu mythos stuff eventually. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna find, that's not a never-ending well of like stuff. And I mean, the SCP Foundation's pretty interesting. It's one of those things that I'm like peripherally aware of, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have a huge familiarity with it, but like, I get the content occasionally, and so I've seen like the videos and stuff.
Yeah, I used to listen to videos just in between classes.
Yeah, I get them on TikTok.
Realm was pretty big into it back when we were in high school.
Interesting. Phew, the battle is over. Sanzang is safe. That's great to hear. But where is she? Vo.
Oh no. That poor reactor.
Gosh, Toda, honestly, you mustn't stray from your mentor, you hear? A good disciple is supposed to be aware of his mentor at all times, not lose sight of her. It's gotten to the point where replying would be stupid. If anything, I was the idiot. It's true, you are a good mentor. I've never seen a monk who makes her disciple so frantic. What's that? Was that a compliment? That was a compliment, wasn't it? Yes, true. Looks like you're finally ready for the Sravaka, Tota. I've no idea what she's saying, but I'm glad it all worked out. It may have been in a panic, but she was able to ward off the Sphinxes on her own. The Sphinxes, you say? Is that... Sanzang, what did you do with the Sphinxes? Sphinx? You mean those weird animals? There were lots of them over there. Ah, that's it. The message said the Sun King's beasts would be hanging around the ruin we're looking for. If you think about it, they serve as a landmark, huh? So is this also the Buddha's protection? How terrifying. Sanzang, just go wherever you want, leave the protection to us. What, you want me to lead the way? Well, why didn't you just say so? I'd be happy to. Follow me! Oh, but watch out, okay? The back of my neck's been tingling, sort of. Like, it feels like something bad's closing in from behind, you know? It's probably a violent boulder or something, so be sure to catch it when it comes rolling, alright? A bad feeling, huh? I can't laugh at your intuition anymore. It looks like we'd better hurry. Foo! Yeah, that bad feeling is Lancelot.
Yeah, Zero Oath Under Snow is a fucking fantastic movie. Only problem is... hard to get people there.
I don't appreciate... So I'm in Section 13 to the Desert of Atlas, right? 3 separate sections.
But if you
inside
notice,
of it.
all those sections were like 1 to 2 parts a pop.
I know, but it's still annoying. You know what I mean? Like, they could have just put that all together.
Oh no, I 100% agree. This is the only good thing you get out of this is free courts.
Yeah.
Future chapters emerge and you get less courts and less pure prisons, but arguably it's a lot less annoying to keep track of.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just look at the guy and say, oh, you're here. You're going to get here in this amount of time based off your current...
Which, by the way, how many sections are left? I'm on Section 13. How many are total for Camelot?
I've been thinking that you could probably finish it in 2 streams, but let me take a look.
Look. Archer. No. Well, maybe, but not right now.
Now, keep in mind, this is heavily fucking skewed.
Yes.
17.
Okay. No! Stop clicking! My fucking god. Ooh. There is Archer of Shinjuku. That is an option. I think I might grab that first Archer of Shinjuku. It's been a while since I used a Moriarty. Yes, Dakota Doyle. He's not going to have me watch them. I'm going to make him show me them.
Yeah. Seki said she wants to watch the Camelot movies after she finishes this chapter.
Anything to see more animated Ozzy. Master, I can see the shadows of multiple sphinxes beyond that particularly tall sand dune there. They are circling that area as if monitoring it, so the ruin we're looking for must be right in front of us, but the problem is what to do about them all. Taking on that many would be reckless. We'll have to find another way to enter, although it's easier said than done in this sandstorm. If only we had the doctor to back us up at a time like this. Foo. Then how about this? We use Tota's rice to feed them one by one. What an idea! Sanzang, you stay here. Why? It's not like it's a koan, right? I think it's a pretty good plan myself. Foo. A good meal knows no borders. I thought it was a pretty good idea, but give it up this time, Sanzang. I can hear horses. Armed soldiers are heading this way. The pressure, it must be a knight of the round table. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh? Seki, what should we do? We must fight them. I'll lead the way on this one. That's great, but are you sure you haven't forgotten what Arash said, have you? Of course not. I merely see it as his one and only misjudgment. As long as I have my spirit, I shall never fall. As long as I have my shining arm, Argit Lam. Sir Bedivere, senpai, to let him fight a knight of the round table would be... It's the senpai. It drags me out of it every time to hear it. You know what I mean? It just feels...
It's one of those things that never translates well to English.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's also... What do you translate it to?
Yeah, because there's not a word for it in English. Yeah. But it does kind of drag you out of, like, the reading when you've got the random... Of course we'll avoid such a match. We'll try. Check Dakota Doyle's message.
Oh, I was actually going to address that in a second. Yeah, she's seen the Babylonia anime, and she's there's a video on our channel of that. It's not done for the channel reviews. Like, we might eventually come back to Babylonia for the club podcast, but as far as she's concerned, we've done a video on it with her just because she wanted to watch it.
Well, because back before we were even doing Fate Reacts and stuff like that, you had showed me the first part of it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it, you know? So I just kept watching.
Yep.
Yeah. I've caught up to you. This is the third time I'm stirring up trouble with you. The first was when we were chased from the Holy City. The second was at the village of the mountain people. Neither time I was granted my wish of facing the rebels' leader, but that all changes now. Lancelot, Raider Knight of the Round Table, I have come on the king's orders to take you all into custody. If you resist, I will show no mercy. Surrender or fight. Whatever your creed, I shall comply. Master, I have a feeling I know that person well. Yeah, I bet. Foo. I have no intention of surrendering, but before we fight, there's something I'd like to ask. Sir Lancelot, for what reasons are you serving the current king? Is this an illusion? What kind of sorcery is this? Bedivere. Sir Bedivere, is that you? Nonsense. Impossible. You would never. Hey, Seki, were all the Knights of the Round Table like that? My name in the game is Seki, so it addresses me as Seki. Just because Bedivere broke away from the Round Table, don't you think they're overreacting? Now that you mention it... Even if I am an illusion, it does not change the reality of my question. Answer me, Sir Lancelot, why did a knight like you choose to serve the Lion King? Sir Gawain believes the king no matter what. Sir Mordred said the mere act of opposing the king is sacrilege. Tristan asserted that the king's commandments are merciful actions. How about you? Can you call that light, that folly of burning a village to the ground, King Arthur's job? All units, prepare for battle. We will be detaining the rebels. Lancelot, let us hear your answer. You are correct. I would not call that the king's work. I swore allegiance to the king of knights, not the Lion King. But that has nothing to do with my duty to capture you. Air your grievances in front of his majesty himself. That is if Agravain even allows your presence. Yet you still fight, knowing all of that. Very well. I have a lot of things to say to you, too. Sir Lancelot has drawn his sword. He's incredibly stubborn. I somehow get it. Yes, admitting the king is wrong, but still fighting. He needs a good preaching too. Seki, we'll back up Betty. The way things are going, I have a feeling we can win this.
Yes, Zerhura, I want Epic of Remnant OVA treatments. Shimosa is one of my favorite chapters.
Okay, alright.
No, nothing.
I know exactly what you were about to say.
What was I about to say?
Fuck up.
That's an interesting expression.
If the laundry has stopped running, open the door, feel the clothes. If they feel wet still, you have to press the setting on which type of dry and then hold down the start button until it starts.
Okay, yeah, no one wants to watch me.
Which one's Agartha?
It's the one that had Penth, Wu, and Scheherazade.
Well, I mean,
the chapters like.
Oh, I want to see Wu animated, but
it's a bit of a backslide.
Okay.
As far as writing quality goes.
I want to see Wu animated though. Look at that! I knew they were sabers, so I boosted my lancer.
Let me put it this way. They recently released a chapter that forgot that something happened in Agartha.
Valid. I boosted my lancer because I knew they were sabers.
You mean your archer?
What? No. I put the boosts on him. Who?
That's a berserker.
Fuck.
And also Archer is the one that is good against sabers. Berserker's good against everything, but takes double of everything. So I mean, it's still valid, but also it's not any better than if you'd used it against lancers or archers or casters. Look, I didn't even have to try with that one. Yes, they did a Septim manga that did rewrite, and it's almost over. They're releasing the first volume of that arc in West Side within the next 2 months, I believe, or it's by the end of the year. And I'm excited to read that. They could do something like that with the Agartha, and apparently the Agartha manga is better, so if they base the anime off the Agartha manga, I think I'd be interested. Guys, I think I broke Seki.
I broke myself. My thought process was correct, but I remembered none of the correct words.
I was right. This is the boss fight.
Yes, and now his NP should be incredibly useful. Archer of Shinjuku. Because it lowers his defense and increases the damage I deal onto him. Which was why I didn't drop it earlier.
Okay.
I just remembered none of the correct words. Just all the wrong words in a chain.
Oh.
What? He's grailed?
Read what the effect is.
Oh, man. Immune to debuffs. Okay. Well, I still get to hit him harder if I use Archer of Shinjuku's NP, right?
No, because he also takes the ruler class effect, so he has resistance against Archer of Shinjuku now. Yeah, this is just a dickish game design thing. I'm not defending this.
Right, well...
Don't you love when the game doesn't warn you about these things ahead of time?
Right, well...
The quality of life that lets you go back and redo a fight in the story without using any AP has not been introduced into NA yet. It's brand new in JP. Fucking assholes.
Oh look, my entire team is made up of evil characters, so that actually boosted them.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
This is probably a test fight, though, so you might be able to get out of this and redo it with a fresh team without having to clear mooks. You might just need to hit down enough HP.
Motherfucker. Alright, well...
I know, he's single target.
It's not a ton of damage, but he still does damage. Motherfucker. Fucking ass.
I don't think Seki has an Avenger, guys.
I don't. I do not have a single Avenger.
She could probably set up a team around a borrowed one, but... Then again, I do focus too much on team building. I guess it's not a temporary fight. You do have to kill it. I wonder if that means you have to fight it a second time.
I don't want to fight it a second time. So. I don't want to fight it again.
That just means a shorter cutscene for the actual fight.
I want to kill it this time. Get fucked, Lancelot. I beat him.
We're very proud of you.
Reluctantly. Unhappily. What a dick move to make the boss a ruler class. No good. It's because you had to say those weird things. No, that man is just too tough. This is nothing compared to Lord Arash's regret. Foe! Foe! Master, we must retreat. It's frustrating beyond belief, but we can't fight any longer. Is it that painful for you? No, even I've never wanted to win so badly. Well, yeah, there's a reason why you've never wanted to win so fucking badly. Give it up. This is Ozymandias' desert. No mountain people will come to your aid. Fleeing to the desert came back around on you. We can speak of it as we return. What are you doing, you scoundrels? Do you wreak havoc knowing that this is the Sun King's most cherished land? Oh, it's Nito. What? What's going on? Nito!
That panda, or is that from different, like another Chinese food place?
The place we went to that's up in with the big portions.
Oh, I remember that place. I had good fried rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this entire portion it has just been.
Yeah.
Has that just been the day's meal?
All right.
You're not fighting Lancelot again, by the way. Not this time.
I figured I wasn't, but I want to use something fun. I'm gonna use a Domon.
All things considered, this might genuinely be the best team to bring to this.
Because they're all evil?
No, because I think you're going to have to clear waves and then you're immediately going to have to fight a boss.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful! Yeah, tacos, but the thing is, it worked out for the better, because that meant that his skill affected everyone and not just him. You know? My name is Nitocris. I am the pharaoh who has been assigned this Atlas Institute by the Sun King. Fear me, worship me. If you do, I shall at least spare your lives. Or to put it bluntly, leave or surrender. As you can see, I am very powerful. Giant Nitocris! Oh wow, it's a Tathagata class heroic spirit. I mean, look, she's big, really big. I don't think we can beat her. Let's run, Seki. Sir Lancelot. His Majesty the Lion King told us that 14,000 years ago in the desert there lived a giant of destruction. Could this be the giant? Idiot, take a good look. It's an illusion of magecraft. She is not actually here. She is just controlling it remotely. Focus on making sure the formation does not fail. Now's our chance. Yes, everyone to the other side of the sand dune. Charge into the Sphinx herd. Oh, we can ignore the giant? Really? Okay. Shishiet, strange lady. This is no time for manners. Quit blabbering and run. Seriously, you're so much work. Don't let them get away. Follow them. I'm getting an ominous feeling about what lies ahead. Ah, Sir Lancelot. It's a Sphinx. Up ahead is a Sphinx nest. Oh, fuck. Before we can go after the rebels, we'll be in danger. Do not panic. All units square formation. We will annihilate the Sphinxes first. Gah. They aren't gonna let us go either. Seki, let's crush them to bits. Yes, I hate to disappoint the queen, but we can't hesitate here.
After this fight, I have something magical to show you about the next set of chapters.
Beautiful. Ow. Alright, let's see. Domon, what do you do again? Okay. Okay. That's not the thing I meant to use on him. It's okay. So, oh! Lovely. That's what I wanted to do. A good use of crits. Ooh, ramen and burritos for dinner. That sounds delicious.
An interesting combination of different food items.
Dip the burrito in the ramen.
I never have thought to try that. I have no idea. Like,
that sounds delicious.
I don't know how that would turn out.
That sounds so good.
Shoyu broth.
Bean and cheese burrito. Maybe some meat. Dunk dunk. Eat.
See, no, I'm thinking like a proper like full actually packed burrito, not your middle school cafeteria bean and cheese burrito.
Get fucked. Hello, Peachy. Did you fail at jumping? You gotta really just let her like come up on you, you know?
I didn't grab her. I tried to grab her. She only got one good paw.
It do be. Peachy. Oh, hello, Peach. Hello, Noodle. It's a Noodle.
Yeah, Gate Dragoon, that's kind of where I'm at.
Cece, put your hand down and call the Noodle. You know, Agate Dragoon, I don't know if that's what would happen, but you don't know until you've tried it. overcharge Domon's MP, can't I? Yep.
I can't believe you're 1% away from 200.
I know. I was kind of hoping I'd hit that 200%, but
it's easy once you have that skill max on oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't have that skill maxed yet. So. Shit happens.
Skill me.
Oh, cute sphinx though.
Ooh, I love me some soup.
I had egg drop soup and salmon fried rice earlier. It was delicious. After stream, we're going to try to make stromboli. The dough has been proven. And I have prosciutto, Canadian bacon, Genoa salami, regular salami, and many types of cheese.
We figured we have reached middle age.
The culinary pot has reached the middle
I
ages.
am Agate Dragoon. The salmon was incredibly talented. Agate Dragoon sent a message says, "You're telling me a salmon fried that rice?" CC thinks it's funny too.
Mods, ban Agate Dragoon, please.
We are the mods.
Don't remind me. Don't tempt me.
You are the unpaid labor.
We've intercepted the Sphinxes. Senpai, how should we proceed from... Ah! Foo? Hey, did Mash suddenly disappear just now? It's as if she fell into a... Whoa! Foo? Is this? Yes, it is. It's a pitfall trap. Help, help, I'm being repressed. Look at him repressing me. Ouch, my butt. Is everyone here? I heard 5 thuds. Roll call. Seki present. A graceful landing, if I do say so myself. Bedivere present. No! Yes, Xuanzang Sanzang right here. You need to see this. Because I cannot read that.
I don't blame you. I'd say
minutes.
no too. In my own streams, I would absolutely say nope.
You see what I mean? We fell pretty far, but I didn't think there'd be that much oxygen down here. Foo.
That line is why they'll never have the voice actors voice act all of the entire game.
That is true. Excellent. Looks like everyone was able to escape. Glad no one was hurt. I'll turn on the lights then. You may feel a bit dizzy, but that's part of the charm. There's a 6th person? Hello there, everyone. Hey! The servant who spooked me twice! On the banner, where he and one other person were my least wanted characters. Out of 5. Sherlock Holmes. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to the wondrous mysteries of the Atlas Institute. I am Sherlock Holmes, the world's best detective and its only consulting detective. Hercule Poirot would be mad. As representative of those who shed light on a problem, I am here to guide you all to the truth. I hold the pieces of the puzzle.
It's Sherlock Holmes.
Do re mi fa beat tried it.
It just made the burrito sigh.
We thank you for your sacrifice, Do re mi fa beat.
Seki. Sisa.
Oh no. She does not wanna. Does the idea of a soggy burrito pain you?
Only a little.
Little bit. If it's the grease coming out that's making it soggy, I might be convinced, but...
So on that note then, burrito dipped in like that thick potato soup I made that one time. Burrito dipped in chili.
I can't say anything, salsa.
Exactly, Zero Herrera. Like that potato soup I made that was really thick. Guys, we're bullying McDack. Maybe we should stop. This is fucking hilarious. Jesus. Exactly, Agate Dragoon. Do I? Dakota Doyle? Well, I'm not pulling right now. I'm not pulling until someone comes up that I want to pull for. I think Ozzy's coming up in a few weeks, and there's a couple other things I'm interested in coming up. Although, I am very sad that there's not an upcoming banner for a servant that we just recently recorded, because I would drop all of my courts on him.
I might know what you're talking about.
It's literally the last one we recorded.
I look like I'm paying attention.
The way I would drop so many courts on him.
I remember.
The way
he
I
can
would
actually
drop...
come to you on any banner that you roll on. So.
The way I would drop so many courts on a banner where he's rated up. What?
Like, dead ass, he could have... Like, he might actually spook you the next time you roll.
That's fair. Do-re-mi. And look, you can dip almost anything into ramen broth, and it's probably going to be decent. I mean, it's ramen broth.
Exactly, Agate Dragoon. 5-star Caesar.
Disgusting. No. Rejected. Rejected. Section 14, the hidden research.
You guys need to stop suggesting culinary homunculus.
So Zero Herrera, I don't know if you've ever heard of the channel called Sorted Food, but they put seafood paella in a burrito. I'm just saying. I feel like a burrito with poutine would taste delicious. That sounds divine. You must be Miss Seki, and she is Miss Kairelite. She is the servant Xuanzang Sanzang. He is the servant Tawara Tota. And that is, well, what a surprise. The Knight of the Round Table is also among you. Quit screaming. Wonderful to meet you, Sir Bedivere. As we share a homeland, it's hard not to feel a certain familiarity with you already. How did you know everyone's true name? Why? Elementary, my dear friends. Something that Sherlock Holmes has never said. There it is, that famous line of his. This man is the real Mr. Holmes. You and I have already made contact. Before we came face to face, we met through information. Through information? Da Vinci is not dead. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if Da Vinci is dead. In London, you managed to safely acquire the information I left at the Mages Association, correct? It was just paperwork, but it must have been worth £1,000 to you at the time. I gathered only the necessary information and arranged it so it would be easy to read. At that point, you must have accepted me as a collaborator in the shadows.
Man, if only you could have done that to the London Climax as well.
Right. Now that you mention it. Yes, he said someone had organized the information before he looked it up. So that was your doing, Mr. Holmes. Yes, had I made it too easy to understand, Makiri would have noticed. I arranged it so that it would only make sense when a wise person with a true purpose searched for it. You need to know it in order to solve this murder case and not just be a passive bystander. Murder case? Yes, it's a murder case, and one on a scale I've never experienced before. The complete murder of the primates by means of the incineration of humanity. Yes, indeed, a mythological murder case. Obviously, I'd appear. Seki, Lady Mash, I hate to interrupt, but who is he? Holmes, I don't remember a knight by that name. How sad. It's true that I never attained knighthood. The person who recorded my efforts, however, did, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. So the person who recorded your achievements was a knight. Milady. Yes, Sir Bedivere, Mr. Holmes is a most famous detective in the world. His class is probably Castor, right? He is one of the true forefathers of all detectives. Oh, if only the Monitor was alive, the Doctor would have been overjoyed. And I am especially moved as well. Sherlock Holmes was real. In other words, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novels were biographies by Dr. Watson. Watson's side job. If it makes an innocent girl so openly happy, then our work was well worth it. But, Miss Carrylite, my true identity, my essence, is slightly different from what you may think. And sad, but that is not the purpose of our gathering here today. You're a ruler! I have 2 books that are, like, written by Watson, post Sherlock Holmes and Watson. mystery stories, because that's like a pretty popular thing to write. So you know. Oh God.
Speaking of Sherlock Holmes, how's the reading of the other 2 cases of Great A's Attorney coming along? We're gonna be recording that the day before our book club, let me tell you.
You said that just as I was trying to swallow it. Now it's up my nose. Fuck. What? Doremi said, so I don't spoil the event, I'm sad the imaginary Scramble foreigner isn't on Rate Up anytime soon. Flower. Should I know who that is?
No.
Okay. 1 Ivan-sized Blackbeard or 50 Blackbeard-sized Ivans. 50 Ivans.
Those are little mini elephants.
Yes, Dakota Doyle. It is true. It is time. I cannot yet accept your case, Miss Seki. Oh, you can't? Mr. Holmes, you appeared in person without even a disguise, so I assumed... What a good fan. You're very aware of my personality. I would very much like to cooperate too, but there's a case I must solve first. Sir Babbage asked me to do so. He only had a little bit of reason left in him, just a speck, but it was like a glittering star. It is in exchange for that. Until that case is closed, I cannot make ties with Chaldea. But that is not a vital problem. I'll leave the battle to you heroes. I am a detective. I have no interest in justice or honor. I just solve mysteries. That is my duty. It's exactly the Sherlock Holmes I imagined. What sort of mysteries do you mean, Mr. Holmes? We can talk about that next. After all, it seems our journey will be a long one. You'll help Seki, but won't join us? Is that right? Yes, I came to this institute in search of knowledge. The old man of the mountain must have talked about needing to know everything, right? In that case, you should head for the central area of this institute. I, too, have business there. It is far from here, about half a mile underground. The path twists and folds over itself, much like a labyrinth. I'll show you the way there, and you'll eliminate the traps with your strength. It's quite the efficient collaboration. Now let's hurry. Infinite knowledge awaits us. Ballad.
Alright, nope.
Yeah, I think I still have some reading. We seem to have ended up teaming up with Mr. Holmes. Are you sure about this, Seki? Our objectives are the same. Foo, foo, foo! I see. I suppose I've never really been good with people like him. He reminds me of Merlin. Master, a magical energy response. Something's coming. It's the same as in London. It's an autonomous magical familiar. It seems the defense mechanisms are still active. I was right to wait for your arrival. My existence is currently in flux. There's no way I can fight. I'm counting on your success. Okay, now you can. Whoa.
Oh, it's already started then.
Huh? What?
Or was that just that long of a reading section? No, it started. So did you notice that this section only has one part? It's not multi-parted?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the beautiful thing.
Oh, beautiful. Stunning. All right. Oh, fucking books.
Okay, to be fair, I made the books far more annoying in campaign.
Oh, you really did.
They are.
They were so awful in campaign. Like, y'all think wyverns are bad? Books are the wyverns of our D&D campaign. I hate those damn things. Which is not something I ever thought I'd say.
It's because they were so I want you to know that the way I built the books was crafted with your character being broken and injured. That's why they do things like stun you so they can go after other people.
Well, when you put it like that, that's rude.
I can find a way to get out of that anyways.
How did I get out of that?
Yeah, just Kandar run them all over.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that was great. Stunning. Really beautiful. You bitch debuffed me. Fuck off. I actually don't remember what Karnas do. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright. I wasn't far off. That's
That's...
Well, that's what I mean. It's very annoying.
Well, no, it got you to 199%.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna let it overcharge to 200. I still have one battle left. I'm not. Oh, fuck off. That will. Get fucked. That's not a human.
What are you talking about?
That's not a human.
Can't you tell? That's a
You about to start a war. That's so satisfying. Wasn't that?
Yeah, one of my favorite earlier game NPs.
Yep.
One of the earliest, like, really impressive animation updates, in my opinion.
It was so nice. What's the Atlas Institute, you ask? An excellent question, Miseki. It is an institute of alchemists built in the Atlas Mountains of Egypt. It's also known as the Titan's Pit. It's one of 3 branches of the Mages Association, dealing with the accumulation and measurement. Their alchemy is not at all like alchemy as you may know it, the kind that became mainstream in the Middle Ages. They are the progenitors of magecraft, focused on investigating the principles of the world. While they are certainly mages, I understand that their magical circuits are rather paltry. Consequently, they do not rely on magical energy to learn the mysteries of the world, instead using a great number of tools. In a way, these tools evolved similarly to scientific progress. They treated pseudo-spiritrons, souls, as energy that could be observed and manipulated. This led to homunculi, life forms that possess magical circuits. We have no need to become the strongest, we simply have to create the strongest tool. That was their motto. True to their words, they created many weapons. In the world of magecraft, they are called the 7 taboos. The Atlas Institute created 7 weapons capable of destroying the world. Realizing that they had reached their limits, they sealed them away. There are still many theories about why they decided to build such weapons in the first place. The director of the Atlas Institute was given the title Atlasia. I saw a wall plate on the name here. It said Zepia Altnum Atlasia. He was likely the last director. There seems to have been a successor designated, but the name was not recorded. The directors of this institute would always go mad, and as a result they created forbidden weapons that would destroy the world. It's also possible that they would try to prevent the destruction of the world, fail in the progress, and then go mad as a result. Regardless, this place is a storehouse of mystic codes unparalleled anywhere else on Earth. Although in reality, it's more like a disposal site. The alchemists of this institute would constantly invent things. These were treated as failed creations, and a mountain of terrible weapons accumulated. We're headed to the center of that. What do you think? Did you understand my summary of the Atlas Institute? Why is it called the Titan's Pit? Do you know the Titan who held up the world in Greek mythology? His name was Atlas. The name may have been influenced by his story. I've also heard that it was called the Atlas Institute because it's in the Atlas Mountains, a simple reason for naming it so. The origin of alchemy at the Atlas Institute is tied with the progenitor of magecraft in Egyptian mythology, the goddess Isis. The connection may be why the institute appeared in the territory of Egypt in this singularity. They fled underground to study magecraft. No wonder I had never heard of this group of mages. However, I don't see any students. Did the Atlas Institute fall to ruin prior to this time? No, as far as I've been able to deduce, the Atlas Institute was active from the BC era up to 2018 AD. If there aren't any people here, then no, I shouldn't speak based on assumptions. We'll know for certain when we reach the center. An underground academy filled with mysteries, a research facility created with unknown techniques. It is true identity an ideal shelter or merely an enormous tomb? Let us hold hope in our hearts and press forward to see the truth. Ew.
That's one less rant I have to go on when we eventually have to cover a certain servant that has a master tied to the Institute.
Oh, I was supposed to remember that?
Damn it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was paying attention. Ooh, Lancers are up. Weren't Lancers just up recently?
Yes, except this time you're only fighting an archer.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Or archers.
What are we... Ooh.
You don't have to. You could also throw your own Skahawk at it now that you have her level.
I forgot about that. Nah. We'll use this Brunhilde for now. The Atlas Institute is super interesting. Still, the layout of this place is rather complicated. It's more of a maze than an academic institute. The path splits in two as we descend, but if you look behind you, it's actually 3. It's built like an optical illusion. It's as though... Indeed, it's built to confuse those trying to leave. Entering is simple, but exiting is forbidden. It's not like it's to protect against theft. That would be the opposite, right? So why did they build it in this way? Because they were more fearful of people leaving than entering. The Atlas Institute was a group of geniuses. They immersed themselves in various research in their own independent workshops. There was no taboos here. One would not be rebuked for creating any weapon, no matter how inhumane. However, there was one condition. What was created here could never be brought outside. That was the great principle of the Atlas Institute. For over 2,000 years, they stubbornly kept to this rule. An exception would be the 7 contracts created when the Institute was established. The Atlas Institute promised to cooperate with only those holding these special contracts. I'm sure this agreement caused headaches for generations of directors. Their contracts are arbitrarily made by their ancestors, after all. They had recovered 4 of those contracts by 2000 AD, but the whereabouts of the other 3 remain unknown. Well, that seems bad. It's a wee-woo hallway.
Wee-woo.
Oh, sorry to stop so abruptly, but there are more defensive mechanisms. I expect you can handle them, right? I feel like I'm being used.
I mean, you asked for excuses to fight and break up the dialogue exposition.
That is true. Never mind. Oh,
better than this. We've got one.
This is disgusting. I don't like this. Interesting. That is true, Dakota Doyle. At least they're not books.
Yeah, they could have been books, but books are easy.
I don't like books.
Hear that, guys? She actually is illiterate.
Shut the fuck up. I don't like flying magical fate books. I feel like this entire room belies any dislike of books I might have.
I don't know, you seem to be hiding them all with figures.
Rude. Half of those are fate. Fuck off. I actually have a relatively large percentage of fate figures at this point.
I got a larger chunk of other franchises. It's a good chunk now, though.
Well, we don't count One Piece. We don't count One Piece. That's fully half.
And you got a growing My Hero.
Yeah, but I'm not really planning on adding a whole lot more to my My Hero collection. Outside of a few more Hawks figures, I think. Just so I can have, like, pretty much all of the budget line of Hawks figures. Not a major draw for me, you know?
Are those Funko?
Where? Yes. Well, no, just Buggy. Why? I have other Funko Pops, too. I've got the 2 Spider-Men there. And the one you gave me.
Okay.
You started this. I only started collecting Funko Pops after you gave me that one.
His bald head is fun.
That was my first Funko Pop. And now I have many. Ooh. That's some pretty high bond levels, Augate Dragoon. Nice. I don't think I'm nearly that high on anyone except for maybe Koyan and Ku.
Your support and your primary DPS tend to get that high.
Yeah, just because I use them in everything.
I mean, part 1 was infamously played. Like, new people that come in, the infamous thing was you just borrow a Ku altar and you solo the entire part 1.
I mean, I own a Ku altar and I'm using him to play through the entirety of part 1.
Now, until it's part 1.5 and 2, we'll see how that goes, but...
Yeah.
His kit's really good for early.
Look, I realize that I will need to become more sophisticated as I go on.
You are getting more sophisticated.
Is her NP an area of effect?
You know, I don't remember.
Cool. We'll see.
now that you've remember, you want to put NPCs next to each other.
I forgot about that. Wait, so when I put NPCs next to one another, they like boost each other up?
The second one is effectively at a 200% charge when you do that.
Oh, okay.
When you split them up, though, they'll both stick to the other.
Okay.
And you can do 3 in a row for 3 months.
I do 3 in a row whenever I have that option.
It's not always the most useful thing to do. Sometimes it really doesn't do much. Like, oh, this lets me do more, because they have specialized things that they'll do at 200%, not just like make them stronger. So some are like, I'm going to do more damage to human enemies. That wouldn't have been helpful here.
Dakota Doyle is being rude again. Yeah, I think that Coulter is my highest bond level. Yeah, Coulter and Koyan.
Yeah.
And I'm only to 7 on each of them.
You'll probably get them to 10 by the time you finish part...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not part 1.
No.
Having a high bond level servant's good for the final chapter, though, because all your damage gets boosted depending on
Fair.
bond level in the final chapter.
Miss Seki, having watched 2 of your battles, may I comment on your leadership?
No.
Is he gonna be rude?
May I comment on your leadership?
No. Sure, Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, Miss Seki, to be honest, I'm quite surprised. Oh, that's not a good start. Your fighting abilities are unbelievable, but they're still only secondary to something else. The root of your strength lies in the style of your contracts. I'm sure there's no precedent in history of a master with connections to so many servants. An even more shocking aspect is the length of time that this has continued. Normally, servants are only summoned temporarily and only for a particular... Oh, he's just gonna lore dump on me, isn't he? Oh, I should have said no. Perpetual contracts like your own are unthinkable, yet it doesn't seem like you have any particular secrets, Miss Seki. In other words, what? By the way, Miss Kyrillite, it would appear that you still don't have full control of your noble phantasm. Why is that? Is it something beyond your means? Mash doesn't know its true name. Yes, I still don't know the true name of the heroic spirit who transferred this power to me. That's not it. The true name isn't a big issue. You've simply erred on which foot to set forth on. Be at ease. You will have the solution soon. Given the information, there's nothing I can't uncover. No, that was rude of me. That sounded like bragging. There are some things that even I don't know. Right now, we're fighting with another mystery, the true identity of the King of Mages, the culprit behind the incineration of humanity. I have almost no information about him. Every corner of time has his tracks, but none of these seem to tie to King Solomon. If someone had seen the King of Mages firsthand, I could have asked if there was any resemblance to Solomon. But of course, there wouldn't be such a convenient witness. I have no choice but to continue inferring from information. I've seen the King of Mages. You were such a vital witness? Then please tell me everything. What did he look like? His voice, his magical lineage, and most importantly, what are your impressions having directly met him? Any discomfort, anything out of place, a sense of discomfort would be the most important key. Try to remember, no matter how trivial it may seem, was there anything strange about the King of Mages? Now that I think about it... Is there something? I mean, I don't really know, so something seemed to be missing. Something missing, you say? For a human who had never seen the King of Mages before to say such a thing. He must have made an oversight, trivial though it may be, an oversight that, though unintentional, was enough to arouse suspicion. Miss Kyrillite, I'm sorry, but could you draw a sketch as we walk? I'd like a picture of the King of Mages you saw. Normally you'd be cursed for even making an attempt. But here in Atlas, they likely have perfect measures against outside curses. No harm would come to you. I understand. I'm no artist, but I'll try to draw what we saw. I really want her art to be like Rukia level art.
Rukia?
Bleach reference. Rukia art.
Sorry.
Oh, I immediately knew what you meant.
I've never seen Bleach.
That's fair. Rukia is one of the characters, and there's like a bunch of jokes in like some of the early episodes where she's like, let me draw you a diagram, but she's really fucking bad at drawing. Like, catastrophically bad at drawing.
I'm gonna see if I could pull up something for you.
Yeah, maybe an image or something. Knick-knack, tell Lasagna to release Shibata Katsuie. Release the Cha-Cha stepdad.
Now see, unfortunately, we've already done the video with Shibata, and then that was years ago, so we can't do another one to trigger them releasing
You would think though, like aren't new servants that are servants we've already done more susceptible because that's the curse of updates?
Well, what we're susceptible to is doing them and then they get released as the video is about to launch.
Oh. And may I also say something, Mr. Holmes? I didn't sense any sort of discomfort like my master did, but what the King of Mages said, how he acted, it wasn't consistent. That was what seemed out of place to me. He was sometimes violent, sometimes calm, even totally indifferent towards us at times. The changes all seemed abrupt to me. Tell me more detail. What kind of conversation did you have with him? Oh, thank God, I don't have to keep explaining. I see. Thank you, Miss Camelot. That was very useful information, enough to inch a little closer to the true identity of the King of Mages. You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Guessing from your conversation, the King of Mages is akin to a mirror. A mirror? Correct. A mirror reflects those standing before it, a mirror that shows the nature of the person speaking to it. If someone vulgar speaks, he answers just as rudely. While if someone wise speaks, he answers with equal earnestness.
It's not so bad.
It gets worse.
He responds to the cruel with cruelty and to the calm with benevolence. It's not that he lacks his own sense of self or that he has multiple personality disorder. He's just not confined to one single alignment. No, it's the exact opposite. In fact, that's his nature. This really feels out of place as a lore drop right here and now in the middle of Camelot. Is it just me? Like, wouldn't this have been better in, like, the next one? Or, like, the Solomon chapter? I mean, obviously I haven't finished the chapter, so, you know, if something's gonna
Wouldn't
pop
work
up.
in Babylonia is just as disconnected. The problem with part 1, and we can talk about this more when we eventually do our off-the-shelf on part 1.
Yeah.
The problem with part 1 is its overarching plot isn't conjoined together as well as part 2's is. A lot of its chapters are a lot more, I don't want to say standalone, because they don't always work standalone either, but usually they have their own thing going on, and the overarching plot's sort of a background thing that just gets set up in the prologue.
Okay, because it just feels like, can you stop hitting the back of my chair? Please.
Like, this is a big scene because it's long and Sherlock Holmes is involved, but do you remember the scene where you found out Solomon was involved?
Wasn't it back in... Was it in Septimer Orleans?
It was in Okeanos.
Was it in Okeanos?
Yeah, they just kind of casually speculate about it after finding the Demon God Pillar in Septim.
Oh.
But then, like, they're like, is he involved? Is he involved? I don't know. And then they don't touch on it again. This is just very noticeable because they're getting to the point where they have to start pushing a lot of this stuff forward.
It does just feel like, because I feel like we were sent to the Atlas Institute for a purpose, but it feels like Holmes has gotten dropped on us with at least right now, it feels with the only purpose to just exposit a shit ton of dialogue. It just feels weird.
I will openly admit this is the overarching plot of part 1 isn't. It's not my favorite of the. I'll say that.
All right. He's not just confined to one single alignment. No, it's the exact opposite. In fact, that's his nature. I see. Mordred was crude, so. But he said he isn't interested in us. He said life has no value. I don't think anybody who was present thought that way. That's exactly it. That's the part I find frightening, Miss Camelot. No interest in humans. That is the truth for the King of Mages. As proof, he has already destroyed humanity. He's unlike the Lion King who seeks to destroy this era. He has already won, which is precisely why he has shown his true form. Of course, he would have no interest in us. It's because he has already moved on to his next project. For example, suppose there's a desk here with a project labeled Incineration of Humanity sitting on top of it. He finished that project long ago. Now he's at a different desk ready to start anew. Normally, that would be the end. Humanity wouldn't even have the option of fighting against him. However, a miracle occurred. It goes without saying, but that miracle was Chaldea. Although it's simply a minuscule space remaining at the now uninhabited desk. To the King of Mages, incinerating humanity is already a finished project. You're saying that's why he has no interest in us. Yes, to be precise, it's because he's occupied with his next task. You just said the same thing 3 times in a row in 3 different sentences. That was one thought that I just had to read 3 different times. What frightens me is the true nature of that next task. Listen well, you can say that this case was the perfect crime. Nobody could prevent the plot from occurring. We were completely defeated, unable to even make a move. A detective works after an incident occurs, after there are already victims. Even if I deduce the truth behind the incident, I don't have the power to undo what has taken place. But you do, Miss Seki. You have that power. The King of Mages doesn't believe so, which is your one and only chance to overcome that demon's crime. Jesus. I feel like I wouldn't have a problem with this insertion of him here, I think, if it wasn't just such dense exposition. Because, like, I feel like we got the Atlas Institute, and that was fine. But then he also decided to dump on Solomon, so it feels like I'm getting, like, multiple things.
Now, in fairness, if you remember back when we had the competition with King Hassan during your last stream, King Hassan said to go to the Atlas Institute to find information on incidents.
Which made sense.
So this is, in theory, part of, like, the progression here.
Yeah.
But I will say, I admit it is a little out of place, because of all the chapters, like, in the previous chapters you've done, the Demon Pillars are front and center. Solomon's a lot more involved.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly we're getting the exposition done here in Camelot and Babylonia. The two chapter, or Camelot more in Babylonia. Babylonia doesn't touch on this like Camelot does, but Camelot, suddenly Solomon's has almost no hand in the ongoing plot of Camelot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's past, that was, like, you missed it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting all the Solomon explanation, which is a little bit, I admit that's a little bit uneven.
Yeah. Rejoice, everyone, we're nearly at the center. Many answers await us ahead. The old man of the mountain sent you here for 2 reasons. The first relates to the singularity, to gain knowledge about the Lion King's objectives and his sacred lands. The second relates to all 7 singularities, in other words, a part of the mystery behind the incineration of humanity. I'm prepared to answer both of those. However, before that... God damn it. A battle.
I thought you wanted fights to break up the dialogue and exposition.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. No, I have a warning. Well, more like a declaration. The greatest reason why I appeared before you is that the peering eyes of Chaldea cannot reach you here. Let me tell you in advance, I do not trust Dr. Roman. Ooh! But I love poor little Roman. He is precious, pathetic boy.
Just dropped that bombshell on you right before
You really did. Like, dropped that line and then straight into a fight. That is a cold open if I never saw one. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I feel all sorts of curious. What the fuck? Fucking cat hair.
And of all people to tell you that, Sherlock fucking Holmes.
Sherlock fucking Holmes, so there's gotta be something to it, you know? Interesting. Fascinating.
Alright, now kill 8 on the final offenses.
Oh my god, there's 8 of them? What the fuck? Oh my god.
I mean, it's a 3-round fight if you have a good wave clearing.
I don't have a good wave clearing setup. And you know that. You say this just to piss me off.
In fairness, even if you had good enough service, it might not be a good wave clearing setup for that.
Yeah. Fuck off. Question.
Yeah.
So I just noticed that, but whose arts card was like pulsing red?
Okay, so that's a little fucking weird.
Because I caught it just as I'd already clicked.
It's almost not worth explaining.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start with the card, it applies that effect. Like if you start with Buster, all of your cards have a slight damage increase. If you start with Arts, all of your Arts cards have a slight damage increase.
Oh.
Or start slight NP generation increase. And it's like C-star generation increase too.
Okay. Alright.
But I've kind of already explained that to you in the past.
Yeah.
But that indicator is just indicating that on the
Okay, that makes sense.
It's also kind of a lie because it'll also light up your NP cards, and your NP cards are not affected by that system.
Interesting. Oh, well, that's why I switched between them.
That's a grail person.
Yep. And I was just about to drop his NP. Is it Naoe?
Don't think so.
That's fine. Aim him at someone who's nastier.
The other reason it doesn't matter is because you, the chain type where you just put all 3 different types of cards exist, and it's just going to be more efficient.
Yeah.
Unless you have a specific goal, like, I want to charge NP.
Fair.
I want a damage rush.
Fair. It was everyone.
Oh yeah, look at that. It shows you how much I use Percival. Maxine is bad, I just don't feel like using it.
I was going to say, Percival's great, though.
I don't have much of an opinion on Percival. I've not used him enough to have one.
Okay. Every interaction we've ever had with Dr. Roman is now running through my head. This is the heart of the Atlas Institute. We're underground, but there's a sky, Master. This place is the size of a city. I can't believe they were able to build such a vast structure here. This sure looks like an academic institute, all right. They have everything necessary for humans to live their lives. This would help their students keep sound minds, even if the sky was artificial. That obelisk in the center is the Atlas Institute's greatest recording medium, a pseudo-spiritron calculation engine dubbed T.H.E. Where have I heard that before? Trismegistus in Chaldea was based off of it. That's the original? Indeed, the one sent to Chaldea is merely a copy. It is a photonic crystal, a philosopher's stone, an out-of-place artifact that cannot be created through science in the present world. Now then, we've already acquired the access rights. Normally we would just ask the staff, but as you can see, this place is completely uninhabited. I feel a little sorry, but we'll just have to use it without their permission. Yes, but I wonder why the staff aren't present. It may be buried in sand, but all the equipment seems to be operating like normal. The answer is obvious. This is Atlas in 2018, in other words, the one from your time period. Atlas from our time? Now that you mention it, Da Vinci said something like that. Something about how Egyptian territory there's a foreign object from yet another era. It must have been this. I believe so. The mages may have been incinerated, but the Atlas Institute itself did not vanish. Now, let's get to the main issue. Tri-Hermes contains recordings of all events. That is post-apocalyptically fun. Like, as someone who's very, very interested in, like, Urbex, right? The idea of, like, Atlas Institute after it's essentially been abandoned, right?
There's a specific scene in part 2 I'm excited for you to see. Because it's not, like, lore-wise big, but it's lower key lore-wise. Mm-hmm. But also, I think it'll tickle that fancy a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm an Urbex girly at heart. No, okay. Since we aren't alchemists of Atlas, we wouldn't understand everything it contains, but the simple truth, we should be able to understand the results, although it would be like looking at a mathematical equation solution. What are you checking? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but it's a record that even I couldn't trace. The recording of a certain event kept secret from all. Now, Tri-Hermes, soaring bird of the underworld, answer my question. Tell us of a certain incident erased from all records and descriptions, the Holy Grail War that occurred in Japan in 2004. Fate's Day Night?
Fate's Day Night.
Oh, because Fate's Day Night 2006, yeah.
Yeah, that's when it was adapted.
Yeah. The Holy Grail War. Don't tell me you mean Singularity X. Well, the director did talk of a Holy Grail War held in Singularity X, but are you saying that's the truth behind the incineration of humanity? The true origin? No, it's not the origin, but it is an important factor. The Holy Grail War, that is a grand ritual where heroic spirits are summoned to fight, in which the last surviving mage and servant standing obtain the Holy Grail. Alright, you keep reading for a second.
You already know that much, right, Miss Seki? Very well, that ritual did indeed take place, in 2004 located in a certain city of Japan. I checked the records of this war, however I couldn't figure out what happened during its course, or how it concluded. The only traceable data was from when the Holy Grail War started, the identities of the 7 mages who sought the Holy Grail. Among those 7 who participated, one of them was related to someone you know. Or to be precise, the daughter of that person.
Okay. The previous director of Chaldea. Okay. Right.
That's right, the father of Olga Maria Numasphere, the late director of Chaldea. I have a feeling you were going to start reading there and then you died.
I fully was, and then I took a breath, inhaled my own spit, and died. Alright. As a lord of the clock tower, he secretly headed to that regional city of Japan, Fuyuki, and participated in that bloody ritual. His name was... An answer already. It's a little sad that it doesn't make sounds while in operation. However, I'm glad to see it backs up my hypothesis. This resolves one of the questions.
Man, this is Gaela.
The winner of the 2004 Holy Grail War in Japan was Marisbury Animusphere. Hermes recorded that he killed 6 other mages and obtained the omnipotent wish granter known as the Holy Grail. So then why is he dead? I'm kidding. I realized, stupid question. He obtained the Holy Grail? And that's before the incineration of humanity, before the race shift was carried out. Correct. Records indicate Marisbury brought his assistant along to the Holy Grail War, and that having been given special exemption the following year, the assistant was then invited to join the staff of Chaldea. He became the top of the medical division in his early 20s, so special is the word for it. I'd hesitate to call him a normal person. It's Romani! Ooh. Do you mean Romani, Archiman? Dr. Roman, he knew the former director before coming to Chaldea? Yes, and it gets stranger. The personal history of the man named Romani Archiman is unknown. I couldn't find anything about him in records from before the Holy Grail War. I might figure it out if I keep using Hermes, but we don't have the time to salvage data about a single person out of the billions of personal data files updated yearly. But that's the reason why I don't trust Dr. Roman. There's no mistake that he's human and not a mage, but he's hiding something extraordinarily close to the truth. Ooh. Can I ask something? I know I shouldn't just butt in because I'm tired of being quiet, but this Marisbury guy obtained the Holy Grail, right? What did he wish for? Who knows? Unfortunately, Hermes doesn't record personal wishes. The only things recorded are results. According to Hermes, Marisbury went on to become a great mage. To the clock tower, Chaldea and the Animusphere family's theories were mostly discarded. However, that assessment was overturned after repeated successes, the establishment of the heroic spirit summoning system. Experiments that made it possible to not just observe the future, but also use ray shifts to intervene in other time periods. See, just from that, it feels like what Marisbury wished for was just for what his family believed in to succeed, right? Like the summoning system and all this stuff. Like, in theory, maybe he just wanted that to succeed, because then, like, you know. Chaldea was nothing more than an observatory in 2004, but then gained vast amounts of equipment like any other research facility. It's safe to assume that Marisbury wished for fortune. I mean, I guess that's the other option. He had no reason to wish for the incineration of humanity. Reading the documents, he comes off as a man of good sense. His desire was ordinary, his envy was ordinary, and his love of happiness was ordinary. That's the type of man he was. In that case, he was either used by a third party, or he stepped into a minefield of destruction without even noticing it himself. A third party, like Professor Lev? Lev Linar was appointed to Chaldea at the turn of the century. That coincides with the time when the technology to construct the observational lens Sheba was provided to Chaldea. Lev Linar was working under the King of Mages. I have no doubt about that. To be honest, this causes me the biggest headache. Chaldea caught the eye of Lev and he infiltrated it. In that case, there must have been some issue at Chaldea before the Holy Grail War of 2004. The war was just a way for Marisbury to obtain capital. There's a possibility that it wasn't related to the incineration of humanity. With that in mind, I don't want to say this, but it would mean this about Romani Archiman. We don't know what he was doing, but he had no connection to the incident, a simple nuisance, a mystery, someone who doesn't really matter at all. That's the conclusion that I can draw. What's that supposed to mean? That's ridiculous. True, a mystery, someone who doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the Doctor in a nutshell. We're really bashing on Roman, you know? He's taking hits from every angle. Personally, I still see him as an important person of interest. You shouldn't tell him anything that you heard here. We can't trust him until his secrets are clear. At the very least, Romani Archiman knows the conclusion of the Holy Grail War and never told you. Fair, but I feel like I haven't been told a lot of things in this story. Now, that wraps up the facts that I wanted to know. Next is your turn, but before that, as I searched through the records of Chaldea, I found an answer for you, Miss Kyrillite. I'm sorry if this seems like it's just being tacked on, but do you mind if we speak about it? An answer for me? Oh, do you mean what we talked about on the way here, about the true name of the heroic spirit who transferred their power to me? Exactly. I came to a conclusion already, but I had no clear proof, so I spoke ambiguously. But now I can tell it to you as a fact. Are you prepared to hear this, Miss Kyrillite? Wait a minute. That's something for Lady Mash to discover for herself. We shouldn't be the ones... No, I must speak my mind. I'm sure everyone has already realized it anyways. Only fools would continue to avert their eyes from the truth. Are you saying that Miss Kyrillite is a fool? I say no. No, Sir Bedivere, and besides, what are you so fearful of? That knowing her true name wouldn't change anything? That it wouldn't help her develop her noble phantasm? I declare that is an unnecessary concern, because Mash Kyrillite's spirit is already complete. Her fears don't depend on whether or not she possesses a noble phantasm. Also, even if her noble phantasm fails to develop, she'll never stop standing up for her beliefs. For the sake of what she believes in, she'll muster her courage and fight to the very end. Jesus. Apologies, I unashamedly flew into a rage. Anyways, do you mind if I speak openly now?
Never tell Sherlock Holmes not to speak the truth.
This fate was bestowed upon you, the name of the heroic spirit who saved your life. Master, is this really okay? I think it's fine. This feels like a big Excalibur moment. You know what I mean? Okay, although I wish it was something a little more special. Please tell me, Mr. Holmes, my true name, the real name of this shield. Very well, then I shall tell you everything like a true detective would. First off, how did Chaldea stabilize their heroic spirit summits? By being in possession of something that gathers heroic spirits. A seat where many heroes once gathered, a rite of vows called the Round Table. Chaldea processed that relic, using it as a catalyst for summons, and buried it in the body of a fused being. I am sure you can understand this, Miss Eki, that while the weapon she carries looks like a shield, that's not what it actually is. That the first servant you contracted with is actually the groundwork for gathering many heroic spirits. Part is literally a round shield. Yes, perhaps something of a pun, something to applaud the Chaldea engineers for. The core of her holy round shield is the Round Table itself. Now listen well, Miss Kyrillite. The second heroic spirit summoned when you were young, the only successful result of Chaldea's heroic spirit fusion experiment. The hero who lamented the inhumane experiments of Chaldea but stayed in the present world to preserve your life. The one who entrusted everything during the Chaldea bombing incident. Jesus fucking Christ, are we gonna get to a name or are we just gonna keep giving them like 7-word titles? That heroic spirit's name was Galahad. Finally! One of the Knights of the Round Table, a holy knight who alone succeeded in the search for the Holy Grail. Galahad of the Knights of the Round Table. Mash! Yes, I suddenly felt weak at the knees. I just had to sit down. But it wasn't painful or even surprising. I was just happy. I finally know the name of the person who believed in us and helped us back then. I feel so happy right now. I wonder if I've fought well enough to not soil his name. See, it's just as I said, she's just that kind of girl. She never forgets gratitude. Why would she hold any pessimism in her heart towards the one who saved her life? Yes, it's exactly as you say. It seems Galahad made the correct decision. They were eons apart, they were a different race, but he truly did entrust this to the person closest to him. Aww. Not the slow zoom in. How many hours of playtime has it taken me to get to Galahad's reveal?
I'd have to take a... I don't want to check.
Y'all, if you could total up the hour count on all of my streams, it doesn't have to be exact, but I'd love to hear how long...
Bearing in mind that you skip Fuyuki and Orleans.
We'll add 2 hours for Fuyuki and Orleans. Yeah.
It's about right for Fuyuki's. Maybe a little less than 2 hours.
So we'll add 2 hours for each, right? So we'll add 4 hours to whatever the total is of all the rest of the shit. Okay, alright. Ooh, an assassin. Fancy. Great.
What's wrong?
I just saw Gray.
Yeah. You've seen Gray's NP.
I know. But I always forget that she's like an option. Happy Valentine's Day to me. Happy Valentine's Day to me. It's Carmilla. Hot lady vampire. Unfortunately, it's not her summer version, which comes equipped with a sports car that she runs you over with. And 2 dogs. But it's still good. Now, Miss Eki, I'll leave the actual awakening of a noble phantasm to you. But I fear Hermes is not doing very well. One more search and it'll run out of power. I should reflect on my actions as well. It would seem my plan to search for enchanting unsolved mysteries has somehow backfired. Mr. Holmes? Phoo! Please, fear not. It will work, but only one more time. I never miss the truth. The Lion King's sacred lance, Rongominiad. You must know why it exists. Needless to say, I have heard of this name as well, but I have never set eyes upon it. Hermes, show us the truth that lies behind it. I see. Senpai, it looks like the search is complete. Hermes seems rather useful. Phoo! Phoo! The lance that the Lion King possesses, how much do you know of it, Sir Bedivere? Very little. The king had a number of holy artifacts aside from the sword. I imagine Rongominiad is one of them. Even the Knights of the Round Table were not informed of it. Merlin called it the Tower at the Ends of the World. A pillar of light that stands far west of the Isle of Britain. A tower that stands beyond the horizon at the edge of the world. So in the Americas. It's the far west of Britain? So in the Americas.
What's west of Westeros?
Yeah, what's west of Westeros? The Americas. I'm so sorry. A tower, but
Vinland.
it's a... Huh?
Vinland.
Yeah, Vinland. A tower, but it's a lance, right? I mean, I understand they're both long and pointy, but that answer is beyond me, I fear. Mr. Holmes? There are two lances, Miss Sanzang. The first is the massive tower that pierces this world, the lance in its physical form. It is an indication of the lance's strength. It would seem that it indeed exists as a tower, but it cannot be accessed by humans. Most importantly, it exists at the edge of this world. One can never reach the edge, no matter how much they walk. The tower stands at the edge of this world, seeing all of mankind and protecting it. So you're suggesting it's a powerful magical tower with a great view. And the other is the lance that the Lion King wields. Think of this as the shadow that tower casts upon the world. A personal weapon that allows the user to use the skills, the authority of the tower. So the tower is the mainframe, while the lance is the terminal? A great analogy, Miss Kyrie Light. That tower will continue to exist at the edge of the world, while the lance is held by the tower's keeper. The only mystery that remains is why the tower is pinned on this planet. There is a theory in our world that the human world is nothing more than a texture placed on the surface of this planet. Our understanding as this planet's ruling intelligent life forms, the laws of physics as we know it. The texture that results from this understanding is our world, and it is sewn tightly to this planet so as not to be removed. What keeps it in place, my friends, is the phenomenon known as the Tower at the Ends of the World, and this tower is not limited to the Isle of Britain either. There are several around the world, one of which is the sacred lance currently in the Lion King's hands. The tower at the ends of the world. Now I understand what it means. The king is trying to use such a dangerous thing to... It's like a pagoda, a vessel for receiving faith. I get it. But how is that related to the state of the Holy City? What does the Lion King intend to do with it? Most likely, the Lion King intends to use the lance as the tower. The Lion King intends to create an ideal world at the Holy City by gathering only the chosen ones. Not simply a pure human being, but one that will always do the right thing no matter what. According to Hermes' calculations, the sacred lance can store up to 500 souls. The Holy City was built over the Holy Land in a single night. It seemed impossible, but not until you understand why. That city is the sacred lance itself. People that were brought to the city have all been sealed inside of it. The Lion King claims he is quarantining pure humans, but the truth is that he is not letting them get away. It's an elaborate trap. Impossible. That city is Camelot. The details may be slightly different, but I've no doubt. It's Camelot. How could that be turned into such an evil... No. Mr. Holmes' deduction is correct. That is not Camelot. True, the castle of Camelot was created by fairies. It's no wonder it appeared overnight. But that's not right. I had a really bad feeling from the moment I saw it. That's the outer shell of Rongominiad. It is not something that will save humanity. Then what will happen to all of the people inside the Holy City? They must live lives of captivity while being protected by the king. To live or to die, that is not the issue. All those in the Holy City will be consumed by the lance. The sacred lance is similar to the Atlas Institute. It is a shelter, Sir Bedivere. Listen. All I'm saying is if Nasu were to send me the transcripts of these stories before they go into the game, I could cut these into a third and still communicate all of the necessary information.
But that's not the point. That's just called the Tight Moon Wiki.
I'm just saying. Some of this dialogue is unnecessary. It could be condensed. You could communicate the same amount in less. Which is ironic coming from me, who wrote a 40-page thesis instead of a 20-page one.
Look, I hear you. In the context of an essay or a textbook, I get you. That's not what this is.
TR Origins says roughly 40+ hours.
That's nothing for a JRPG. My favorite game of all time is like 70 to 80 hours.
Cece gets it.
And it's a trilogy. It's part of a trilogy. With spin-offs and side entries.
You didn't see. Cece was sitting there and she just went.
I have blown like 400 hours into one game franchise, I swear to God.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Do re mi fa bi. Oh yeah, the tower's just in my backyard. However, there is no room to exist as a life form. All of them are being herded as virtuous human elements. Eventually, the Holy City will converge and become a single tower. Inside of that tower is a smaller version of Hell. Oh my god, not the Tower of Hell. Not the prison tower. Which I still haven't. The people have not gathered in this so-called utopia to live. They are samples, to be stored for all eternity underneath the Lion King's command, as though displayed in a case to show the value of mankind. How could this... Whoever's behind such a malicious deed can't be human. The Lion King's conduct, whether good or evil, means nothing to me. He's simply protecting his own people. That much is true. There's a huge mistake. What are you talking about, Tota? Let me finish. Now listen. So the Holy City has been turned into this tower. Then, what will happen next? I believe the tower will disappear along with the Lion King's army. At the very least, the mountain people and the Lion King will have no reason to fight because he will fade along with his ideals. You're right. I suppose that would technically put an end to the conflict. Technically. To protect one's own people, it would seem that even the Lion King wants to do that. What a relief to hear. I am of the same opinion as Mr. Tota. Until we see Hermes' analysis. So you're suggesting something else, that there is a deeper meaning to the Lion King's actions. Correct. The Lion King intends to turn the Holy City into the tower at the ends of the world. Surely you know what that means. When the tower is complete, the entire area will become the ends of the world. In exchange for creating the complete world known as the tower, the world outside it must be destroyed. The Lion King is not simply trying to protect his own people, he's going to eliminate all other people aside from his own. And that destruction has already begun. The reason this singularity has been an exception within an exception is because it exists nowhere in this world. I see. The reason there's nothing on the other side of the desert is because this era has already been separated from human history. Yes, Miss Sanzang. The King of Mages is no longer the one who's trying to destroy this era, nor the one that created it. The Lion King is willing to sacrifice one of the foundations of humanity to create his own utopia. Only gods may do that. Do Re Mi Fa Beat says, what's your favorite game, Knick Knack?
Xenoblade Chronicles, the first one.
U-Ball says, TLDR, Lion Big Bad. That's really a good summation. By the way, Cece, dost thou happen to know where my water bottle is? The blue one.
It might either be in the car or in the...
I definitely brought it in. It's by the door.
Is it in the door or in the...
It's on the
bag?
shoe rack by the front door.
Also, I don't want to hear any complaining about game length when you complained to me a few weeks ago about how short Indiana Jones was.
Yes. It's too short. Indiana Jones deserves better.
Smack your Bible.
I'm just saying. Indiana Jones deserves better. Let us return to the surface, everyone. We are racing against time. We need to invade the Holy City before the Sacred Lands is complete. There we need to confirm the Lion King's intent. I agree with Bedivere, and it makes sense why the mighty skeleton guy told us to come here. We should rendezvous with them as soon as we can. They need to know this. Why didn't the mighty skeleton guy just tell us the truth? Wouldn't that be faster? Because Seki needed to come here, or perhaps to the desert itself, if not this institute. No amount of strength will alter the importance of the people you meet. This old man of the mountain still has a few tricks up his sleeve. Seki has a mission to accomplish here. Could that be his true intention? Why do you laugh at me, detective? Pardon me, was I laughing? If that is the case, then what you are saying is quite amusing, enough to melt this cold hard expression of mine. Would you like to elucidate? Oh god. Wait, we have to deal with this on the way back, too? But of course, and this time, the opponent is stronger than any others we faced. The Alice Institute does not want people to leave. I thought I've explained this to you. This is the final battle in this underground lost world. Let's make it count. What? What? Xenoblade X multiplayer stream when, Nick?
Oh, absolutely! Once that game comes, once the definitive edition comes out.
Oh man, Tacos, I really want to get into a discussion with you on that because I have yet to get to play it, and I'm very interested in your opinions. I have to wait, unfortunately, until it comes to PS5 because I am not spending $300 to $700 on a new graphics card just to play one fucking game.
That's fair. You gotta wait until things just stop working.
Yeah.
They will eventually.
What?
Oh, once your hardware gets slowly outdated.
That's true, but right now my graphics card isn't that outdated.
It's fine for most of what you needed to do.
Like, it's working for everything else.
Yeah.
You know what the worst part is? I can't play the new Indiana Jones game that's already come out. My graphics card is good enough for the new Assassin's Creed game that's coming out.
That just means it was the... That's just probably to do with the engine and how they handle the graphics rendering.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If my graphics card is still good enough for new games coming out, it's gonna be a while before. You know, I need a new one. Like,
Yeah, no, it's not gonna be all phased out at once. Just the games that are trying to be at really, really high end are gonna be unusable on it.
Yeah, and typically that's not a problem for me.
I do wonder how your graphics card would handle, like, some of the Sony first-party games where they're like, we need to pull every bit of power out of the PS5 we possibly can.
Oh, my PS5 is fine.
Yeah.
You mean like on my
Like, because there's a few that they released on the PC later.
Like
I
what?
wonder how they'd handle it. Gosh, I don't know what the more recent one is, but let me take a look here. I don't, because obviously I have PlayStation 5 as well, so there's no reason for me to buy the games on the PC.
Yeah.
But they do release them. They've started releasing them. Like Spider-Man 2 is getting released soon on Steam. Those are a little bit older now.
That's fair, Tacos. I appreciate that. That is a level of consideration I appreciate. And we might be waiting a while then, though, because they still have not announced the release date for PlayStation. They said the first half of 2025, but we have no release date thus far. So... Also, Do Re Mi Fa Beat, Galatea is god tier. She just is. I almost rolled on her because she was on Raid Up, I think, a day or two ago. I don't think she is anymore. But I did almost roll on her.
It might just, because they're not going to have a big development build-up. It's probably going to drop within, like, the month they announced it for. If even, possibly even the week.
Yeah, but it's already been announced. It's, like, I can see...
No, I mean, like, they announced the release date a week out or a month out.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's not like they're building up to a new game, and they're not worried about how well it does on PlayStation. They just want to get a few extra bucks out of it.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, well, Tacos, I don't want to wait for it.
We're lucky it's coming out at all, actually, for PlayStation, because it's developed by Xbox.
I know. Believe me, I am aware. And I do not own an Xbox.
You're lucky that the bitterness and the IP of Indiana Jones going to Xbox happened the generation Xbox decided to stop doing exclusives.
Oh boy, am I. Yeah, the pants are a little odd. I made that. Oh. No! I wasn't paying attention because I was talking about Indiana Jones. It's okay. It's okay. My backline's got me. Fuck off. It's okay. It's okay. My backline can do it. I've got a cockroach in it.
Oh yeah, no, Microsoft's been decreasing their profits for years. My opinion is there were a few bad decisions early on.
Like?
They didn't make a lot of headways with Japanese developers early on, so they missed out on pretty much all the Japanese dev studios developing their games for Xbox unless it's really convenient, or unless they get exclusive partnerships. And Western development in recent years has focused on let's throw as much money into it and make it as cinematic as possible, which has rendered a shortage of what's called AA budget games. And the AAA budget games take way too much money to develop, so they release at a much slower pace than these two.
This is not going to go well. I don't think I'm going to win. I think we're going to be replaying this fight. I got a feeling. We're going to be replaying this. It is my fault. I was not paying attention to the first 2 rounds. And now I am going to summon. Yeah. It's not going to do anything for me at this point. We are not winning. I haven't heard much about Game Pass. I don't really know what it is.
So, it's basically a subscription service where you get to play all of the Microsoft first-party releases for a certain amount of money. And then some games that they contract with, you can also play. So it's like Netflix for Xbox. It's actually a really good deal if you're able to play that many games.
Okay.
But they kind of bank on a lot of people buying it.
And then not playing so many games?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair, Zero Herrera. I fully agree with that.
I actually think you have a chance to figure this out.
I don't. But, you know.
It does make negative money for Xbox because it also lowers the sale of their bigger games in hopes of driving up the profit of their smaller ones.
Motherfucker. No, because he's about to drop his NP attack. I will not win, but that is okay. Sometimes you must lose.
Not quite.
Yeah, no.
There was a path to winning, but I ain't gonna harp on it too much.
No, I needed to pay attention during the first 2 fights. I let myself lose too much HP and shit. Alright. Good news is we can skip the story this time.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't use Camilla this time. Maybe we'll use a different servant. Assassin's probably still my best bet. Or would it just be...
The problem with Assassins is Assassins have really low damage
Yeah.
outputs. When you're fighting that first round neutral, they're not killing you
Yeah.
quickly compared to, say, what a Saber, Lance, or Archer would do on a neutral.
I could use an extra class.
You could. An extra class actually probably would hit harder than Assassin and be a little better equipped for the boss. Extra or Berserker, really. That said, I wouldn't use Alter Ego or Pretender. While they're good against one, they're bad against the other.
I was thinking Forklift Lady.
She'd probably be fine.
That does tend to be my go-to when I'm really struggling. My thought was either Forklift Lady or Ashia, but you said don't use...
Alter egos and pretenders are probably just not great here.
Yeah. So let's try Forklift Lady. Yeah.
Genuinely, the best one was Foreigner, Mooncancer, or Avenger here. Extras.
Do I maybe want to swap anyone?
You can switch Ku and Coulter. They fulfill similar roles, and Ku's going to be better in that first. Is going to survive longer in that first round, and Coulter will do more damage in the final round.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Oh, it's so nice to be able to click the skip button. I never get to do that anymore.
Just play events.
I don't play that many events. Alright.
Okay, right now you're not losing anything by skipping this year's Valentine's story.
Just need to reread. Okay. Use that regardless. Boost your cards. I don't need that. Just pop evade on. This is good for 3 rounds, so we're good. Not quite yet. Because I mean that should take out.
You can have an MP.
I do love Forklift Lady.
She's real easy to get to. You're probably going to get her when you roll enough.
I want Forklift Lady so bad. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so... Is she going to do the most damage here, or should I be focusing on Ku?
I would be focusing on Ku, because saving her skills for the final round probably is going to be... Or you could use her.
Well, I was thinking of using this on Ku.
It's just the thing is that final round having so much HP, do you really want to be popping all your damage during these lower HP enemies?
True. Okay. Alright. Let's see what we can...
An MP wouldn't be that bad here. That's what I mean. Or you could do 3 Ku cards and probably get a kill on a single one.
I think I'll drop an NP and then do 2 Ku cards. Yeah?
You might be able to kill 2.
I can try.
As a heads up, just for future reference.
Use the 2 cards first and the NP last?
No, actually, when you have the choice between 2 cards with crit chances, the higher the crit chances in the back line, usually the better. Because the back line you do more crit damage the farther the back is.
Okay. Wait, what? Sorry.
So card 2 crit is going to do less damage than card 3 crit. So if you have a higher percentage chance of a crit, you probably want to put that in the back one because you'd rather get that 3rd crit instead of the 2nd crit.
Okay. Alright.
Sorry, you don't have to actually keep that in mind. It's just a quick little extra thing.
No, it's valid. My brain was not working. You know what I mean? What? What was
the stats for FGO in April? I assume we're talking,
Okay. Already a better setup for round 3.
I assume they're talking about Draco's release.
Okay. Alright. So now pop this on Ku. Right?
No,
her.
I wouldn't even touch Ku at this point.
Put it on her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just gonna do more damage.
Ku's still got dodge going. What I can do is I think...
That'll get her 2nd skill back too.
And I did it because I knew the math would work out to get her NP up this round. Alright. Oh,
before you do that, can I see what master skills you have? That was your path to victory last time. You could have stunned him.
Oh.
But you can also increase your attack there too. You want to see something that might be stupid?
What?
Can I see what's your backline again?
What do you mean?
No, you don't have anyone on the backline.
No, nothing.
Sometimes, think about it this way, you know how you like sometimes stack buffs on someone?
Oh, if I had a Skandar right now.
You could drag his Skandar in and increase her damage even more instead of waiting for someone to die.
Yep, but no. Alright.
Good.
What, to put her crit at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about it. I do love the shitty...
Also just being alive here is more helpful.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I was paying attention so little I didn't even notice I was getting close to having my entire front line wiped out in round 2. It wasn't even that hard to avoid it, I just wasn't smart. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that was not a hard fight. I was just stupid. Don't you love that? That happens a lot when I play this game.
No, I certainly don't enjoy that you're stupid.
It happens a lot when I play this game. It's fine. Congrats, section done. Well, Senpai, I see light at the end of the corridor. There must be sunlight. The return trip was much quicker. I suppose we owe this to you, Mr. Holmes. Elementary, my dear friends. You must not rely only on your visual senses when inside a mage. You construct a three-dimensional map inside your mind as you proceed. Ah, the master detective. I'm glad to be of service to you in the end, and on that note, I must bid you farewell. So, Chaldea cannot be trusted after all? True, there is much mystery surrounding Chaldea, but there are others I must chase right now. Namely, the phantom spirit who... No, I must not discuss this here. If you'll excuse me, Miss Seki. How about a little riddle as a parting gift? The simplest of puzzles about the incineration of humanity. I've been thinking, why 2018? Why now of all times? Huh? None of you questioned it. The King of Mages erased human history itself. So, going by the Western calendar, that means the world should have ended before you were even born. However, he went with purging everything in 2018. He altered the history leading up to now. Think, incineration in 2018 and burning backwards into history. Why is that? There is only one logical conclusion. The King of Mages had a reason why he needed to wait until 2018. Let's suppose he exists in 1000 BCE. Between 1000 BC and 2018 AD, there are approximately 3,000 years. He needed to burn it all. Do you follow? The King of Mages did not destroy it because he wanted to. He burned it because he needed to. The result may be the same, but we cannot overlook this tiny detail. Now that you mention it. Exactly. How can one bear murderous intent if they do not care at all? However, this is where the inquiry becomes a little tricky. Needless to say, the reason is a complete mystery. One theory is what I've mentioned earlier, that the time frame from the past up until 2018 has meaning. The other is that even King Solomon could not see past the year 2018. King Solomon had the ability to see into the future. And if for some reason even he could not see past 2018, then no future existed in the first place? The same conclusion at which I have arrived. I can only pray that this is not the case. Now then, I must part ways here. The next time we meet, yes. I hope it'll be in a bustling metropolitan city like London, not in these wastelands. You know, it sure feels like the world ended pretty soon after 2018. I seem to recall spending several years indoors without interacting.
You know the worst part?
What?
You make that joke, but part 2, because this is 2016 in Japan, because they moved to the head
the writing.
English. Part 2 in English, like the big end of the world thing that happens in part 2, 2020.
Respectfully, get fucked. Okay. The God King, Ozymandias. It's a 1 of 3. I feel like that's just disingenuous. It's not 1 of 3.
I can tell you how many all 3 parts are together.
How many? Because there's 1 in this one.
7.
Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, what is it? Oh, it's recommending me other classes.
Oh, I don't know why it's doing that, but Archer's the one you'd be going for. Actually, I know why. This is the game being nice. Remember, this is Lancelot you're about to fight.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
If Lancelot's like a ruler, if it works out, Avenger is the best class to fight him with, if you need to think about it that way.
I forget what the little Avenger icon looks like.
I'll tell you the first Avenger I see. You might have to go into extra to see it.
That's fair.
Depending on what people have.
Yeah.
There's an Avenger.
Oh, it's that one. Okay. Ooh! Taira no Kagekyo. I like that Avenger. Alright. Should probably switch out.
Yeah, he still hits like a saber.
Yeah. I think that's really all I can... Well... Because I don't think I really have, like...
If you want, like, the one bit of thing I could give you, Tyra's a quick servant. Do you remember you have a servant that can buff quick attacks for 1 round?
Which one is that?
Skahawk.
Skahawk.
But she's also weak to Lancelot and will take more damage when you switch her in.
Oh, yeah.
So you're not really using her for DPS, and she's not going to contribute a lot damage-wise. But
if I put her in the back line and then swap her in the fight against Lancelot and just use her to buff, maybe?
Yeah, no, that's a viable play there.
Okay. Alright. We'll go with... Oh, I'm over.
I would recommend just removing Skahawk CE.
Yeah, I was like, what am I over from?
Oh, you just click remove. You have to go down back to the CE you were on.
What?
Click the CE. Remove.
Where does it say remove? Oh. Could not see it.
Oh, you had to click OK. Don't you love unintuitive, really gotcha AI? Look, that's been FGO's one complaint for a long time, that the UI is very archaic, very unintuitive at times.
I hate it! I hate it. I don't like it. Alright. Foo! Looks like the little kitty's happy to be outside again. Of course, I'm very happy too. I'm at a loss for words. It was a long corridor after all. Looks like the sandstorm died down as well. Most likely because it was directly above the Atlas Institute. The region does not belong to the Sun King after all. We don't have time to savor the moment. What a despicable man to await us at the exit. Sir Lancelot, Master, we're surrounded. Your escape ends here. There's nowhere to run. Surrender. We have no more time to waste on you. If you choose to resist, then we will not hesitate to kill you. Looks like he's serious. Seki, please stand back. A failure of one of the Knights of the Round Table must be dealt with by a knight. But first I want to confirm something. That is an excellent point. It seems I let the blood rush to my head as well. The Knights of the Round Table all believe in the king, but that does not mean they know what the lance represents. Yes, if they are following the Lion King without understanding the role of the lance, it makes sense that they would be convinced. Sir Lancelot, before we fight, I have a question for you. Do you know what the lance really is? What the Lion King is after? What? The Holy City is no ideal city. That is the tower at the ends of the world. It gathers the most ideal humans and places them in a cage. And when that is realized, this entire area will disappear. What the Lion King is doing goes beyond what humans must do. No way. Sir Lancelot lowered his sword. It seems like even the Knights of the Round Table weren't informed about the lance. Hey, fuck off. I did not expect you to know so much. I suppose that means those over there are privy to the same information? All the more reason I cannot let you escape. You would only spread fear where it is not needed. Lancelot, how could you? You knew of the sacred lance, yet you still serve the king? Have you any idea what he intends to do? Enough. We of the Round Table tolerate no disloyalty to the king. When the city has enough human souls, the doors to the tower at the ends of the world will open. This is what the Lion King announced as soon as he summoned us. And we decided to obey. Based on his ideals, we slaughtered the Crusaders and decided to become enemies to all in this era. We have done this even knowing this is what the king is doing is inhuman. Enough talk. If you wish to continue this debate, then you must put your life on the line. Now I am mad. What? Bitch, your granddaughter is speaking. Milady? Mash? You were able to stop my erendite? No, this shield, this presence. Don't tell me you're furious. Although he is no longer within me, I'm sure he feels the same. Which is why I must have you pay the price. Sir Lancelot, stop this nonsense. Stop this? Are you scolding me? Forget scolding. I'm disgusted. How can you possibly take pride in yourself as a knight of King Arthur? If you disagree with the king, raise your case. If the king is wrong, then you fight. That is the heart of chivalry. That was entrusted to you. Only you. Wait, just wait. That disrespectful and rebellious tone. The hair that covers one eye. You couldn't be my son? Look at my son. Pride is not the word I'm looking for. There was so much more inside me now. No more words, Lancelot. No, I challenge you to a duel. Mash? Rest assured, Master, I will not lose to this person. This shield, this armor, this burning heart, they're all crying out to me. Because... Foo! Milady, no, Sir Mash, you look just like... I am Mash Kyrillite. My true name, as a heroic spirit, is Galahad. With this flesh and bone I have been granted, I will purge the filth from the proud knights of the round. Go Mash! I'm so sorry, Jens. Didn't expect lines from Hamilton. Now they won't be able to get it out of their head for days. I don't think this counts as domestic violence, Zero Herrera. I think this counts as parental abuse?
Something like that.
Abuse of the elderly? I don't know. Alright. Oh, it's just him. Okay. Oh, okay. I should have just put Skahak at the support line to begin with.
Well, you're gonna get Tara's NP out immediately?
Oh, not unless something of hers is gonna increase it a ton.
Not all the way, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. Well. Immune to debuffs. Class affinity, same as ruler. So, I mean, okay. I assume I should just pump stuff onto Tyra, though.
Yes, Tyra's gonna be your best damage dealer here.
Yeah. Except she's a quick focus, right?
She is, but Buster cards are still Buster cards. They still do a shit ton.
That's fair. Do you think that counts as a human to hit?
No. Well, actually, it will increase something, but it won't be that good.
But I can use it.
Yeah, yeah. It'll also give you starting C stars.
Yeah, okay. I will activate the evade. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit hard. Okay. Alright. God damn! Holy. So now's when I pull Skahak in. That's this one?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm assuming just switch Ku.
Whichever one you want, really, except for, obviously, don't switch Tyra out.
Yeah. Well, actually, I used all of her skills, so... And her health is going down, so...
I don't think it'll actually matter this fight.
Oh, look at my lovely color coding! They're all in the same theme!
I don't think it'll actually matter that much this fight, but also remember that Ku's really good in the back line.
That's
so
true.
If you want to be good girl back there and have him continue if you did fall into that, but you'll be fine.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
For a card
Would have been
lineup.
nicer if you had any of the Tyra cards.
Yeah.
It just means your next round should have decent Tyra cards.
Yeah. I love you, Tyra. No Carpaccio. This is another one where the animation for the MP is just really fucking nice. You know? Oh, overkill. It was irrelevant.
Look, you two-rounded it.
I really did. That was impressive. If I could have gotten the NP up, maybe I could have one-rounded it.
You would need another battery, even with your current... Like, you could have made that work if you had, say, Zuge is like 50% battery across this kit, and you had Clan Sky's battery.
Yeah.
Immediate NP right there.
Ugh, the attack is so strong it reaches the core of my body. There's no doubt. Now do you see, Sir Lancelot? If you don't understand after this, I'll smash you with my castle. That much? No, it's just as you say, Mash. I fought a Knight of the Round Table and was defeated. I can no longer call myself a Knight of the King. This doesn't clear away my foolishness, but I have lost my reason to fight you all. Finally, you've come to your senses. Any way you look at it, you were fighting reluctantly after all. But still, someone that stubborn accepting their loss so easily. I wonder why. Xuanzang, Galahad is... What? Those two are related? Foo, foo! You will come of age with our Chaldean nation. We will bleed and fight for you. We'll make it right for you. If we lay a strong enough foundation. We'll pass it on to you. We'll give the world to you and you'll blow us all away. 2018, 2018. Oh my god. No, not quite, Sanzang. The only time he seemed like a father was when Galahad was a child. Galahad's spirit origin wants to make that known. You are not my father! In reality, the relationship between Sir Lancelot and Sir Galahad was not very good. Understatement of the century! Isn't that right, Dad?
There is some passive aggressiveness there.
Ah, I wanted things to go well. I'm sorry. Calling me that is bad for my heart. If I'm not ready for it, I'm liable to die from shock. What a complicated family background. Becoming a heroic spirit and being referred to in the way you've most desired. The hostility and bloodlust have been neatly and cleanly erased. Sir Galahad is no longer an enemy, I see. Now what do we do, Seki? Capture Sir Lancelot and enter the Holy City, or entrust him to the mountain people? That is an option as well.
Lop off his head.
Revenge for Da Vinci. As I was defeated, my life is yours. However, before that, I want to show you something. A certain place. If I disappear, all knowledge of it will be lost. More than anything, I would like to avoid that. My unit will escort you. From here, it is only half a day's travel. He seems to have his reasons. What should we do, Seki? I mean, either way, we're going back to the wastelands, so... I understand, but I wonder what kind of place it is. Zero Herrera. Papa! A campground in a place like this, and what's more, it's full of people, mountain people, desert people, and even people from the Holy Land. On top of that, this place wasn't built yesterday. You could even say this is a refugee village. Sir Lancelot, you gave the refugees shelter here? There was no choice but to send those chosen by the Holy Selection to the Holy City. I was free to do as I wished with those who weren't chosen. The king didn't order me to execute them. Moreover, there were quite a few knights who disobeyed the king. There also needs to be a place for them. So I used them to guard the refugees. In short, my private army. What an amazing sophistry. This is serious treason, Lancelot. But it's fantastic. Come on, Mash, let him have it. Loafer, good for nothing, loser! Although this is something, it almost doesn't suit you, deadbeat dad! I told you, please stop calling me that. Well, well, just when I was wondering what all the ruckus was, I see you finally arrived. Sure kept me waiting! Da Vinci! Right? What? Foo!
Doman!
Da! Vinci! Hey, nice reaction. The reappearance of the universal genius, Da Vinci! Miss me? How have you been, Seki? Shall we start with a toast celebrating our reunion? Oh, thank God.
Hey, look, 10 more levels to put into MASH.
I'm gonna go do that now.
Actually, this is the point where she actually starts getting really good.
Yeah. So I am gonna go do that.
Like, that defensive skill is now like, oh, I'm just not taking any damage at all right now.
Yeah. She's gonna be at the bottom.
Depends on how everything's sorted.
God damn it.
Looks like it's sorted by, yeah, level.
Okay. There she is. Nice. I was gonna say it would have been very cruel if the game had given me a super success just then. I don't know what you're referring to, Ghost. Oh, is it? Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which one you're. Okay. All right.
Oh, I know what they're talking about. Huh? Now that I'm thinking about it, I know what they're talking about. You've seen it before.
All right. I have 20 minutes. Yeah, I can do that. Rider. Interesting. All right.
I'll give you this heads up. One of the mooks is going to be, at least one of the mooks is assassin, which is going to be good against your rider. It's one of these nodes.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I see the little assassin notice, but... I mean, my other option is archer. It's decent.
Alright, now it's rider to kill the caster, caster to kill the assassin, archer to kill the saber, or you can go alter ego and be good against caster and assassin and not saber, or berserker be good against them all, take more damage. That's kind of the breakdown you're looking at classes.
Oh, I want to use that Chinchihuahua so badly.
Ruler's resistant to it all, and they don't get that bad of damage. It's just going to be a very stally fight.
That's fine. That's fine. I think... Put a Skandar back in my back line. It loses me my cockroach, but I don't think I'll need my cockroach for this fight. We'll see. Ah, okay. It's like you saw it in the Knight's video. What? What did I see in the Knight's video and then blocked from my mind?
Do you remember the Dangerous Beast costume in the CE? You know, don't worry about it. You'll remember when we eventually do Carnival Phantasm for FGO.
Okay. Alright. What? No reunion hug? I guess not. That's too bad. I was looking forward to it. Well, I'll just put it down to your being too shy to hug in front of people. At any rate, I can plainly see your happiness. But if you open your mouth that big, you'll dislocate your jaw. That tone! It's the real Da Vinci! Ah, good. Finally connected. It seems like you've returned from the desert zone. Your safety is the most important thing. I see Da Vinci is there as well. Yep, all is right in the world. Wait, what? Da Vinci? You mean she lived through being so spectacularly blown to pieces? Oh, Romani, thank you for such an unsightly reaction. When I return, let me test out my new skill, the astronaut home run. I'm picturing that is something to do with a very large bat. Oh, the new staff.
She's got one right there, just right in the butt.
Home run!
Out of the ballpark.
That hurt. Just kidding. I figured you wouldn't be dead. It wasn't a big deal to me anyways. Seki and Mash were all sad, so I read the room and decided to play along. That's all. In fact, your being gone would be nothing more than a nuisance. That's all. Ew, this guy is gross. It's not cute when a guy acts tough, especially when he's single and over 30. Oh man, I almost feel bad for Roman constantly.
He catches strays constantly.
I'm not acting tough. I'm just glad our helping hand is back. That's all. But more importantly, how did you survive? The staff exploded, didn't it? I didn't think there was any way I could help you. Ah, that was an unexpected development for me too. I thought if I tossed it high into the air, I'd at least be able to avoid instant death, but I didn't expect, of all things, the knight leading the enemy assault to jump in front of me and cover me. Can you believe it? Sir Lancelot saved Da Vinci? From far away, it looked like a beautiful woman, so in the spur of the moment... So this is when Mash takes her shield and just goes... I beg your pardon? Just what are you saying? Phew. That's Lancelot for you. Anything for beautiful women. Ooh, a burn from another round tabler. That's right. Gotta think about Galahad's feelings, too. Wait, Seki, did you find out the true name of the heroic spirit that fused with MASH? Yes, home run. We hit a home run at the Atlas Institute. We confirmed the name of the heroic spirit lending me their power, as well as the true nature of the Lion King's sacred lance. I'm sending information about the lance now. I see, that's good. I'll leave the report to you then. Senpai, I won't tell the doctor that we looked into Chaldea. Mr. Holmes asked me not to. The truth about the sacred lance, eh? Now that sounds interesting. I'd like to know about the details of everything up until now, too, seeing as I was stuck here and everything. To tell the truth, I've only been able to stand up like this for a few days. Before that, I was confined to my bed. Well, I suppose I did hear about your exploits from him, though. From him? Me, young lady. We've met once before, haven't we? The group of thieves from the main gate! That's the one. I was much obliged that time, young lady. I had Saruhan assist the refugees fleeing in the opposite direction to us. He's a first-class thief. Sometime after that, he couldn't look after them anymore, so he pushed the refugees here. From then on, I had him look into the state of the wastelands. He did some hard work for very little money. You were quite the nuisance, though. But, well, there's no replacement for Miss Da Vinci's wisdom. Her skills in the wasteland proved to be a highly valuable resource. Like finding a source of water and digging a well in the day, I thought she was a goddess of salvation. That's right, even bedridden, there were things I could do. But that armchair detective work ends today. I'll start with a quick warm-up and move on to some light training. How strong have you all become? How much have I recovered? Let's find out with a little battle. Why did you save your strength for fights? How did you come to that conclusion? Senpai, Da Vinci is acting weird. What else is new?
You asked for more filler fights to break up dialogue.
Haha, as expected of Seki. Well then, while we battle, I'll have you tell me about the Sacred Lance. Fill me in on what the Lion King is aiming for.
Look, they're even having the dialogue dump happen off screen while you're in the middle of the fight, the filler battle.
That's true. God bless. What?
Nothing. I was just being genuine. But if you want, I could try to find something to judge you about.
Rude. Okay. Unnecessary. I don't know, Do Re Mi Fa Beat. What part are you referring to? Oh, just noticed the...
You can kill them anyway.
I know, but still. It's annoying, you know?
You're annoying, you know?
Watch it.
So guys, I've confirmed that she's lost the Nick Knife again.
What about losing the Nick Knife? I have not lost the Nick Knife. It was here the whole time! Yay! That worked. Take out this dude and then we'll worry about it. I'm trying to get Chi Huang's NP charged. But it has not been going
His
exceedingly.
battery should charge.
Oh, Okay. I wasn't sure. I was kind of leery of using it because it also heals, but I don't really need healing.
He has a healing command code on him, so he's healing fast. Put it this way, FGO and healing is not actually that big a deal. It
Fair.
doesn't usually help unless we have except for specific circumstances.
Fair. That feels like a good decision to make right now. Alright. I don't like that combination. I did not like that card layout. Oh, I so rarely get to see T.H.E stuff because we did him so recently, comparatively. And then I just really haven't had a reason to use him a whole lot when borrowing him from people. So rainbowy. Guess what?
Ooh, wish he did a couple more times.
What? Who?
Oh, T.H.E Wong.
There was a reason for that. Still don't like this layout of cards. Why do I keep getting T.H.E Huang cards? You know what I mean? Whatever. Oh, she's gonna drop her NP this round. Is that gonna, like, wipe me out?
I can't remember if it's aliens.
Alright, well.
Cool, we're fine. If T.H.E Wong had a little bit more NP charge to him, he might have been fine too, because NP does give him invincibility, but
Yeah.
nothing you can do about that.
No, even if I dropped Koyan's battery.
The only thing you maybe could have done is I don't think you used your master Mr. Code stun.
I used it back at the beginning.
Oh, did you?
Yep. When she first appeared. Which I probably should have.
Looks like T.H.E Wong survived that, though.
Interesting.
Welcome to Rulers.
Impressive.
Thank you, motherfuckers.
See ya, TR Origins. We're wrapping up soon anyways. Not going too much longer. Probably just finish this fight out. Alright. That's better. No, a ton better, but better. Yeah, Shang Yu's always got my back. You know? Yeah, see, because I had already used it. It does work, it's just...
Oh no, it's T.H.E Wong, the one on your master skills.
Oh, I have a separate one?
You have a stun on your master skill, remember?
Huh, didn't realize that. Interesting. I love T.H.E.
One of these days I'm going to have to teach you how to actually use it.
Yeah, because I'm not using him properly right now. To be fair, if I had managed to get him when I was rolling from him, I would have had to teach me how to use him for the GSSR. Because T.H.E Wong was who I was rolling for, essentially. I mean, like, yeah, there were, like, I would have been super happy with, like, Himiko or Bizette. But I was rolling for T.H.E Wong. So, you know. Make of that what we will.
But I also, I noticed you're not using his cars much, and I assume that's because you aren't getting the damage you want.
No, and I'm assuming that's because I don't have him in the right combination.
No, actually, Chen-Chi Huang works, without much help.
Oh.
Yes, you just don't know exactly how to use him, which is fair.
Yeah.
He's a complicated character to use, and he's kind of
Yeah.
hard to and I have him a really good version of him on my account. I don't use him because I don't like using him.
And that's the truth about the Sacred Lance. Do you understand, Da Vinci? So to put it simply, the point of holy selection is to select humans, those who won't stray from the path of righteousness, no matter what kind of evil has invaded their hearts, to gather people of lawful good alignment into the holy city Camelot, then absorb Camelot into Rongominiad, thereby creating a sort of space colony that continue to exist no matter what kind of isolation it is in. We just explained this to Da Vinci. Does she need to re-explain it back to us another time? In which case, it would be able to withstand the King of Mages' incineration. That's the Lion King's goal. Yes, that's right. All of us believed that ideal was righteous. Bedivere, you can say it. Lancelot was wrong. No, I don't want to attack him while he's down. Do it. Attack him while he's down. Right, you're so kind. I like that kind of person. In that case, I'll continue for you. The Lion King had the wrong idea. It's not good to take people's choice away from them. But all of the Knights of the Round Table accepted that idea, albeit at the cost of their own identity. That's because they believed in the past King Arthur. However, the current King Arthur is no longer the same. Right? Why did King Arthur become the Lion King? That I don't know. At the time we were summoned, the king was already in that form. There's also no indication that His Majesty's heart was invaded by the one you call the King of Mages. There were knights who disobeyed, saying he had gone mad, but really, there was no reason for him to do so. It's not madness. I mean, the current King Arthur doesn't even have any sense of reason to begin with. No sense of reason. Are you calling His Majesty a puppet, one that's controlled by Agravain? Agravain? Oh, King Arthur's aide. Saruhan mentioned something about him. About how Agravain took over the Merchants Guild and lined his own pockets while using his role as royal aide as cover. Well, regardless of what Agravain was thinking, I can explain why King Arthur became the Lion King. She is no longer human, no longer a heroic spirit. Her very existence changed from holding on to the Sacred Lance for too long. Her existence has changed? Yes, she was originally a legend born on this earth, but through the Sacred Lance she became one that sits in the heavens. If she had any sense of normal reason, she would focus on improving life in the ideal city she aimed to build. But she didn't choose that. She didn't even think of that. In order to maintain this everlasting world of man she envisioned, she turned down all human happiness. This was a transcendent viewpoint that went beyond being cool-headed. She honestly believed this. Mankind is something of value, however human life has no value. The result was the Holy City, truly a god's perspective. This is what I mean by having no sense of reason. So she's creating a human zoo.
Yeah, that's exactly it, actually.
Yeah, to preserve the to preserve mankind, but not actual humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So her existence changed. That's believable. So the King Arthur who manifested in the singularity is, rather than a heroic spirit, a divine spirit, one of the gods. So that means a goddess? Not what we would call a god, though. The Buddha wouldn't exist without mercy. But why? Why did it turn out that way? King Arthur was trying to bring peace to Britain, to bring happiness to all its people. Why did the King of Knights turn out like that? We'll talk about King Arthur's transformation later. The situation is too dangerous. Not only was that era already in ruins, but building a human world without humanity? If that's the case, even if we beat Solomon and prevent his machinations, the history of mankind will be a mess. The Lion King's Sacred Lance, the Holy City Camelot, will be a cancer even after humanity is restored. Whatever happens, we have to stop the Lion King. I will have an audience with the king. I will be the traitor. That'll stop the Sacred Lance, surely. That's impossible. Sir Lancelot, you received a gift from the Lion King, didn't you? If so, the instant you turn your sword on the king, you will be burned away. I didn't want to say it, but, well, the moment they accepted their gifts, the Knights of the Round Table lost their ability to turn on the king. We have no choice but to join up with Hassan and attack the Holy City up front. But that mighty skeleton guy said he would come to the battlefield, but that alone wouldn't be enough to beat the Lion King's armies. The difference in the forces is too great. Plus, there's the Light of Judgment, too. Attacking as we are now would be suicide, and suicide is absolutely out of the question. I don't mind doing it myself, but to have it done in front of me by someone else would drive me to tears. We don't have the forces to attack the Holy City, but no one else has the strength left to help us. Is that true? Seki? Someone does have strength to spare. Ozzy! It's Ozzy! Ozzy!
Wait.
King Ozymandias, what if you asked the Sun King to help us? There's no way, that haughty king would never come to our aid. Yeah, I'm opposed to that idea too. Y'all just don't understand. He is misunderstood. Ozzy is truly a good guy, and we should all be loving him. Besides, once we defeat the Sun King, we'll have to think how to defeat Ozymandias too. No, we may have overlooked that. It's not impossible. If the Lion King is left alone, Egypt will disappear too. He would know that. If we give him our terms, Ozymandias will help us. He would not turn down something to his benefit. And those terms are? We won't get anywhere if they demand that we hand over Seki, though. No need to worry about that. He doesn't look like it, but he's simple-minded. Okay, he's a bit of a himbo. It's fine. Foe. He only sides with whoever can win. We'll tell him directly that there is value in fighting alongside us. Valid.
Like Anastasia's on right up.
Ooh.
And Jinako.
Okay. Alright, let's... Oh, Jesus.
And Tomo.
Christ. Like half the servants on right up?
So, character you don't know, Jinako, Anastasia, Tomo, character you don't know.
Okay.
I will say, 4 out of 5 of those are servants that can technically spook, but they're all 5 stars, so if you really want any of them, go for them. But also, I know you're saving for Ozzy right now. So.
Yeah, no, I have other stuff I'm saving for.
I know you were talking about Tomo the other day, and you were talking about, you like Jinako and Anastasia.
But not as much.
Not as much as Ozzy.
Yeah.
Like, had that not been your next goal,
look, this year's goals...
that'd be a lot more tempting.
This year's goals are technically Ozzy and Juge. I want Ozzy and Juge.
The best case scenario is that while you're rolling for one of them, you get the other.
Yeah, that would be nice. So yeah, that's gonna be it, y'all, for me playing this game. Although we are on section...
I could tell you about how much you have left.
Well, let me go check, because I think I'm on section, what, like 16?
You are on section 15, part 2, section 2.
Yeah, 15, part 2, section 2. Okay, that's not bad. Honestly, if I were to double down, I could probably finish it in one more stream.
I will say part 17 is like five parts long.
Oh god, no. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe I could finish it in one
I think
stream.
you could in one long stream, but that's a long stream.
And also, consider this. So this Sunday we're streaming.
Yep.
Richard the Lionheart and Robin Hood.
As a live recording.
Yeah, which means I won't be streaming FGO.
No.
So I'm busy Saturday. Which means it would just be a weekday stream next week, and I cannot go long on my own.
My personal recommendation?
Yeah.
Run it as a shorter stream. Do a shorter FGO stream.
To get me to 17?
Get through 16, and then just do one stream for 17 to finish off with all the, at the climax.
That's probably what I'll do, so...
16 is only 1 part long, and you have about 5 parts of 15 left to do.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. Okay. I can manage that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. If anyone wants to try to force a hint out of Knick Knack for the servant video coming out Friday, you could ask.
I don't got one on top of it. I'm gonna be honest here. I've had like 48 hours to think of one, and I haven't thought of it.
So are you streaming?
I'm not streaming this week or next.
Oh,
outside of the Richard
right,
stream.
You're taking a break.
I'm taking a break before starting Extella.
That's valid. I'm streaming Friday morning. I think. Yeah, Friday morning. It'll be Witcher. It might be the last Witcher for a while, though. I know it's been a while since the last time I streamed Witcher, but this might be the last Witcher for a hot minute, because there's some other stuff I need to catch up on and some other games I need to play. So, yeah. We'll be playing Witcher for a couple of hours. And then, obviously, we've got the stream on... Did we ever decide what time on Sunday?
No, we haven't.
Okay. That'll go out in a post. Probably on, Friday, to notify you all in advance.
Yeah, Friday's a good day to get that up.
Yeah. And then we've got a video coming up Friday. So look forward to a servant video. It was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
It was long overdue.
Yeah, it wasn't that long comparatively.
I mean,
it's longer than some of our more recent ones, but it wasn't like, this isn't like an 1.5 to 2 hour long chunker of a video.
I said long overdue.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Taco says,
before saying overdue.
fair. Taco says I forgot to add in my update page about Iskandar's mom, who now has a design.
Does she?
Yep. It's a manga design, but that still counts. You're right, Tacos. That still counts. With that being said, have a good night, everyone, and I will probably see some of you on Friday morning. Good luck with your rolls if you're rolling on anything that just went live. Toodles!